not too early. Come on.
I'm
You're just
excited.
so enthusiastic today.
I know.
Is it because you have off on Friday?
No, I think my hormones are actually like balanced today. I'm not a psychopath.
Oh, all right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know what's up.
Yeah.
Way to go, estrogen.
All right.
Good job, estrogen.
No, I just read a story about if you're already feeling the winter blues, it might be more than just a bad mood.
Oh, God, what is it?
Oh, no. I mean, you've talked about it before. SAD.
Oh, seasonal affective disorder.
Seasonal affective disorder. Is anybody
Yeah.
feeling it? I think we were feeling it maybe at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, dude.
Now we're midweek.
People were crazy on Monday.
I think we're kind of settled in, and then it's going to get warm again, and then we're going to get sad again.
Yeah, it's up and down.
Well, I mean, this weekend, sad ain't touching us. High of 77 on Saturday. Can you believe it?
So as the days get shorter and the air gets colder, I mean, do you feel like your mood takes a nosedive right along with the temperature?
If it's gray outside, yes. It's really not even the temperature. It's like the serotonin level of the sunshine.
This is when I thrive.
Yes. It's Rizz time.
It's Rizz time.
It's when the outside starts to match the inside.
It's Rizz Rizz the season.
Yeah.
That's great.
So if you find yourself feeling down, if you're sluggish, just not like yourself, you're not alone. Not just in your head. It's a recognized condition called SAD, seasonal affective disorder. It's a type of depression that shows up around the same time each year, almost always when sunlight becomes a rare commodity. And according to experts, understanding what happens and having the right tools can make a huge difference in getting through these darker months.
Give us the
Let's
tools.
do it together.
Well, we
guys.
just did the
Let's
time
hold
switch
hands.
on Sunday, right?
Yes.
So time switch on Sunday.
Time switch on
29
Sunday.
degree high or whatever it was on Monday.
Perfect
it was just
storm.
yeah, it was a 1-2 punch. Everybody
Perfect
was a
storm.
D-bag.
Hey, man, people
Yeah.
are depressed.
They were crying in the emails. They were
Crying in the
chat.
bitching about everything.
They hated everything we did.
You know, I started watching all my sad shows. Like
Oh,
put
yeah.
on. Well, we have Game of Thrones on because
Yeah.
it's wintertime.
My girl.
Winter is coming. Then I also restarted Girls because for some reason that also makes me feel good around this time.
Wouldn't
of the year.
you want to kind of combat
No,
your
man.
sad with
No.
the
I want to
opposite?
wallow in my misery. There's something about that that's comforting.
Yeah, she's right. She's right. When you hey, listen, if you're gonna feel it a little bit, then you sink into it.
Yeah.
You own it. You live it.
hilarious.
Otherwise, you're fighting it, and it's a losing battle.
It is. So I like entertainment with the darkness.
So what does the sad
agree.
look like? What does the sad look like? It looks different for everybody. A persistent feeling of sadness that hangs around most days, feeling totally drained and having very low energy, waiting to just die, I guess. I don't know.
My goodness.
Just take me out of my misery. What?
Wanting to hibernate and sleeping way more than usual, changes in appetite, like overeating, especially carbs.
Oh man, last night I carved out. I made a tortellini with a buttercream, red pepper flake, thyme, and basil sauce.
And I washed that down with a baguette.
And then I had crescent rolls. I ate 3 of them.
Damn.
Nice.
And then I went to
Damn.
bed with a full belly.
Heavy. Yeah, well, so you carb overload, or maybe you lose interest in food. Maybe you lose interest in activities like hobbies you'd normally love. In some cases, you are just in the depths of hopelessness.
Man, wouldn't that be cool?
To be in the depths of hopelessness?
No, the whole eat less.
I know.
If
I wish.
if winter and darkness and the whole sad thing like caused me to eat less.
Oh no! Now we
Bring it
need
on,
to.
baby.
It's the breakup diet.
My cuffing
That's the
season is
best
with
diet.
cinnamon rolls all winter long. So
You're cuffed to cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
The best diet in the world is the breakup diet.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
If you go,
I went
Yes.
through a tremendous
man, I got so
depression.
skinny.
I know.
When I got my heart broken. Gosh.
is it
sometimes I
Ozempic or
wish.
is it divorce? You'll never know.
Divorce might go the other way. You might be loving it.
Well, if you're diagnosed, I guess you go to a doctor and the doctor goes, "You're sad."
yeah.
Like I'm gonna write. Here's my diagnosis: SAD.
Thanks, Doc.
Signed Dr. Eeyore.
So you have to experience
Oh,
these symptoms for
bother.
at least 2 winters in a row. Were you sad last winter? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check your chart.
Mm-hmm.
You ate a lot of crescent rolls.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're sad.
I know. I know. Thank
You're
you.
sad.
It's a validation.
So let's fight back against the gloom. What can we do? What are we doing?
Go to a tanning bed if you do want to get some like sunshine.
Soak up the sun is the first thing. Like, hey, since lack of sunlight is the major culprit here, getting outside during the day is a big help. Even a short walk on your lunch break or simply sitting by a sunny window can boost your brain's feel-good chemicals. Or light therapy. As you mentioned, if natural sunlight is hard to come by. Hello, cloudy winter days. Hello.
Howdy.
Light therapy is a game changer. This involves sitting in front of a special bright light for a set amount of time each day.
And a hugging machine.
What?
I have a whole closet at my house.
You have a hugging machine?
Yeah, in my light therapy
Is his
closet.
name Tim?
Sometimes.
Wait, what do you mean?
What the hell's a hugging machine?
You haven't seen a hugging machine before?
No.
It's for people who are lonely.
Are you being serious?
The human body is supposed to be touched by another person, like a handshake, a high five, a kiss, 10 times a day.
I know a friend named Joey, and he's the hugging machine.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Break
nice.
your ribs machine.
You're lucky if you got a real one.
What is a hugging machine?
Look it up. Look it up.
Hug machine,
Please.
also known as hug box or squeeze machine or squeeze box. How many
Oh my
names
God,
do you
this
got to
is
have
the
for this?
saddest thing I've ever heard.
I know.
I know.
Oh my
it's
God.
sad season.
It's a therapeutic
Oh my
device
God.
designed to calm
How pathetic.
hypersensitive persons, usually autistic individuals. The device was invented by Temple Grandin to administer deep touch pressure, a type of physical stimulation often self-administered by autistic individuals as a means of self-soothing. You know what? Okay, I have seen one of these.
What does it look
and
like?
And it
Can
was
you
in
show
an
me a
extreme
picture?
case for a friend's daughter who had...
You own that?
I have a hugging closet.
you do not.
I do.
You have an armchair like this?
No, it's different. It has little T-Rex arms.
You own this?
Yes. I'm not letting depression take me out. Are you kidding? I have a show to do.
This is a massage... Do you own a massage chair? Is that what you got?
No, we don't have a massage chair.
You stand for this?
Yeah, you can stand or sit.
What?
Is it like the sculpture in Beetlejuice? That's
Yes.
what
That is my
imagining.
character. I am the mom from
The
Beatles.
sculpture that goes whoop and grabs her, you know?
Yes.
God,
Appalled.
I'm so sorry.
Well, it's okay. That's all right.
I'm so sorry you have this.
This does affect this will affect how I react.
Do you want a high five every morning? Because I think maybe that'll help things. I
Help
don't know.
me.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I did.
Okay.
I thought this was more for the show, but
Does Tim come home and go, honey, I'm home, and can't find you, and you're in the hugging closet? And you go, oh, God.
Oh, my God, it's been a day
Oh,
at
my
work.
God.
do you hide it behind the jackets? Like what do you
No,
mean?
it's
in
got
the
its own
closet?
little particular place, and you go in there when you're sad, and there's like a hang in there poster with a cat on a wire, and
Does it say hang in there?
yes,
No way.
it does.
This is amazing.
It's a happy closet. I suggest everybody build one out in your homes.
You know what my happy closet has been a few times in my life. I'll
your
admit.
studios.
No, the floor of the shower when you curl up in a ball and just and you
my
just
gosh.
go, God, what am I
Yes.
doing down here?
I know.
But you reemerge as a
Better
butterfly
person.
out of a cocoon
That's
when you
right.
wake up from the shower
Like the
floor,
phoenix. Yes.
I am just
which I guess is one step away from a hugging closet.
blown away here.
Well, anyway, back
No,
to
that's
you.
nice. That's nice. Hey, listen, whatever helps. Whatever helps.
Yeah.
Build a daily routine, stay active, stay connected, eat well, do what you enjoy. Or, if you need to call in the pros, you get a psychologist or maybe start doing drugs. I don't know.
Whoa.
You
Whatever,
mean like
whatever.
Prozac? Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
whatever gets you through
Lexapro.
whatever gets you through the winter months, fall, winter.
Correct.
Crack cocaine.
Crack is fine.
Crack is whack.
That'll put you in a good mood, at least for a little bit. Until you need more crack and you're out of money.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there. So that's your spot, huh? Do you have a spot in your house that's like you consider your spot?
Yeah, it's my witch pantry. I have a little butler pantry off of the kitchen. It sounds more elitist than it actually is. It's a really cool room.
It is a cool room.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like
I
my
dig it.
vibe in there. And Tim just lets me go nuts with
I
all my
do
witch
not
crap.
have a spot in my house. There's no all right, dad's spot.
Really?
I don't have that.
Really, like your basement? You got
No.
all your like records and stuff. down
No,
there.
I don't. Nothing. I don't have.
Do you want that?
No.
What about your own
That's interesting.
bathroom? You got the
Does Meals?
seat.
Does
The
Neil-
shit-
or is the whole house like she just does it?
I don't think anybody's got their spots. I think my son has taken over the basement, so maybe that's his spot.
Good for him. Have you patched the wall yet, by the way?
No.
Great.
Has he finally moved down there?
No.
Okay.
No, my daughter, my daughter's room is, I guess her spot. The bedroom I share with my wife is our spot. I don't have my spot.
You don't want one, though. Maybe, you know what? Your spot is actually here at the station in your office.
I don't want that to be my spot.
You're kind of a hoarder.
How am I a hoarder?
There's a stack.
That's why you don't have a spot. You have a room in the basement filled with old newspapers.
You do have
TV guides.
You do have 2 deep freezes. I mean, that's a.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
meat
hoarding
hoarder.
meat.
That's fine.
I'm not a hoarder.
You had a room in the basement that was like your room.
If I took a photo of each desk in our office, because King Scott has his studio, that's like his office here off the studio here. But Rafe, Moon, Rizz, and
you have a lot more crap on your desk.
Yes. But it's organized chaos, and it's my personality.
My desk is completely organized. Yeah.
There is a stack of crap that is to the right. Yes.
Okay, but that's from the old office. Remember we had a lot of cabinets in the old office?
That was months ago. And you have just
Okay, but that's not hoarding. That's just I have not thrown stuff out.
Okay.
says every hoarder.
That was perfectly.
This is an intervention.
This is important. This is important.
The A&E cameras are in the hallway.
No, that's
Take
not
a seat.
trash. That McChicken wrapper is important to me.
Right.
Okay, it sounds bad.
You're a little sus right now.
All right, you know what? After the show, we'll go through that. I bet you it's not as much as you think.
Why don't you go through
There's
it?
dead cats in there.
Okay, well, that's why I'm not touching it.
There's dead cats in there.
Anyway, Rafe's desk has nothing on it. I'm sorry, it has 2 Taco John's hats on it.
That's right.
And a script from earlier last week, and then a weird note about life. And then Moon's desk, which you never really participate in anymore, just has an old-ass computer and like a voodoo doll.
Well, do you have
Or
do you have a spot on the couch that's yours? I don't even have a spot on the couch that
Yeah.
Really?
Like growing up, like my mom had her spot, my dad had his spot. I don't have a spot on the couch.
Yeah, Tim and I sit the same pretty much every night on the couch. I'm to the left. If you're looking at the TV, I'm on the left. He's on the right. I get most of the couch. He has an ottoman.
We kind of alternate, but we have our.
You have your spots. I know. We don't have.
My desk is reflective of me.
Empty.
Are you sad?
Was he even
An
here?
empty vessel.
No, just like I'm gone. I could be gone tomorrow, and you wouldn't. You'd just be a Taco John. Was he ever even here? Just a Taco John's hat and a cryptic note about life left on the table.
Very Vonnegut of you every day in there.
You know, there's a report that says the average person has 2 different places at their home that they consider, quote, my spot.
Well, the side of the bed, that's yours.
That's okay, fine. And then I guess, we have dinner together. I have my seat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We do that too. Why is that? What is this life that we're doing?
Routine, creatures of habit.
Yeah.
We all have our spots at the dinner table.
Tim built our dining room table, and so he sits at like the head of it. Maybe that's why, because he's like, I built this with my hands.
Do you have a problem with that?
Well, now I'm like, I usually sit next to him.
Oh, you're like,
now
oh.
I want to sit on the other head of the table, like
Head of the
royal.
household, huh?
Oh, you
Is
like
that
to
what you're
change-
thinking?
you like
Oh,
to
the
change
man,
it up?
head of the household.
We're not in the 50s.
You like to change it up?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I
that's-
want to,
that's
but
good to hear.
honestly, we just like sit crisscross applesauce in front of the TV and watch TV with our dinner every night. We don't even sit at that damn table.
On the floor?
Yeah.
You sit on the floor?
Like we're like of the Asian countries. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Which is actually kind of nice. You know?
Same.
I wanna
Our
do that.
dining room table's been commandeered as our place is too small to anyone to have a spot. When you live in 2 rooms, it's all your spot. But the dining room table we haven't eaten at our dining room table in 3 years.
Is there stuff all on it, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I'll pick it up and then I'll start working on something. There'll be like scripts laying out, and like it is my desk, quote unquote, because I don't have an office at our place.
Our kitchen is the hub of the house. Like the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's the kitchen. It's the dining room table. That's where the business of the house happens.
As it should.
Always. Everybody's got their spots. This is where the central nervous system of the house is the kitchen.
Right.
Because have you ever used your dining room area?
I mean, we're having Thanksgiving at our house.
Okay.
That's, We'll have Thanksgiving there.
Is your dining room off? I'm trying to imagine your
Front
house.
door, go through the front door to the right.
Right, yeah, okay. Because you also have a table in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that where you predominantly eat? Normally?
Yeah. And everybody's got their little spots there. Everybody's got their spots. Yeah, I guess when it comes to eating dinner and when the whole family's together, we all have our spots. So I guess I do have my spots.
The only person with spots in my house is the dog. He's got like 9 spots. 3 dog beds. It's kind of insane if I think about it. 3 dog beds and then 2 other small carpets for when he's not in the mood to lay on his bed.
King of the castle.
Yeah, he
So
really
you're
is
just
king.
living in an exceptionally large doghouse.
Yeah, pretty much. He's got a few. He's got a dog bed in the living room, 1 in the dining room, another small carpet in the dining room for when he's not feeling like laying on something too fluffy. Then he's got a bed in our bedroom, and then he's got a carpet in the kitchen because he likes to lay in the kitchen while you're like doing dishes and be near you.
He's an old dog.
Yeah,
No, he deserves to be comfortable.
Yeah, he's just got spots.
He earned it.
Multiple spots.
Hey, when I say the words plane crash, you are immediately thinking the worst, right?
Right.
Obviously. You hear what happened last night? Plane crash
Yeah, I saw that right before
in Chesterfield.
bedtime.
A crash? No.
Well, I mean, that's how you would define what happened. But this is an incredible story from last night. 2 men in a small plane did crash, and they walked away without a scratch.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so this is just after 6 o'clock yesterday. A small single-engine plane was making its final approach to land at Spirit down in the valley. It had taken off from Spirit earlier and was on its way back. According to the airport director, the plane suddenly lost all engine power in what must have been some pretty damn terrifying moments. The routine landing turned into a silent glide towards the ground. But here's where the story gets amazing. The plane was equipped with a built-in parachute for the entire aircraft.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
So they
I've seen
pulled
these.
they pulled the chute, and the parachute deployed successfully, bringing the plane down gently into a wooded area. They landed in a tree.
Didn't I say, like, a couple years ago when we were talking about these things happening all the time, that every one of these things should have some
Well,
sort
I
of
was
giant
talking to you
parachute on
the
it?
other day about this very thing.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe.
I was talking to you off the air about this.
The guy that owns a comedy club in northwest Arkansas, in a little town called Lowell, is a pilot, and he took me to an airplane hangar when I did the club there because he has a plane, and all the Walmart execs fly out of this little airport because it's by Bentonville, which is Walmart's headquarters, and all of those PJs have. Some of them are older, but they all have. He showed me the parachute system on the back because I was like, "What is this big bump on the back of the plane?" He's like, "Oh, that's a parachute
On the back of jets?
on the back of planes."
Yeah, but like one or two
okay.
prop planes.
Right.
Yeah,
I
like
thought you were
2 or
talking
3.
about jets.
They're big. They're like nice.
It's like 4-seaters.
They basically fly these execs in and out. They're like 4- and 6-seat planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't
$1 million
getting nothing.
planes, though.
I
Yeah,
told
they're
you,
expensive.
Except for commercial stuff or a military craft. I'm not getting in anything that
Well-
doesn't have a parachute either on my back or on the back of
Well,
the plane. I'm just
this
not doing it.
shows you. So this was what they consider a light aircraft. So they pulled the chute and they came down basically at Wilson Avenue and Wild Horse Creek Drive.
Holy smokes.
Right by my house.
Wow.
I'm okay.
You were just
guys.
there?
I drive past it every day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where that little neighborhood right there is where my wife lived before we got married.
But the
Right.
parachute worked.
Yeah. So it ended up getting caught in some trees with its nose touching the ground.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon. It's a freaking Yogi
And-
Bear cartoon.
And
or
the
something.
pilot and his passenger were able to get out and walk away completely uninjured. Now, my buddy is a private airline
Detective.
pilot. I was talking to him actually on Monday night about this because we're talking about Woody has a plane, and Woody flew into Spirit a couple weeks ago, and I met him down at the airport, and he was showing me his plane, which he pilots. And he's like, man, this thing, it's a 4-seater.
He flies it?
He flies it.
Whoa.
And he's like, man, this thing, if God forbid something happens to me, the plane could land itself.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm sitting in the cockpit of this thing, and I go, what's this lever up here? He goes, that's the parachute.
Get out of here.
Oh, sweet.
That's crazy.
He goes, if something happens, I pull the chute, and the parachute goes out, and the plane lands. And so I was talking to my buddy about his plane, and he goes, yeah, sometimes when you pull the chute, the plane is completely destroyed. You know, like
Oh, yeah, that's it.
that's it for the plane.
You're only doing it to save your life.
You're only doing it to save your life. And he said that some people will not pull the chute because they know it will destroy the plane, and they perish because they don't pull the chute.
Wow.
That was
Jeez,
the
that's so ridiculous.
next thing I was going to say about the guy that showed me, because I was like, oh, that's awesome. And he goes, yeah, if you deploy it, though, it's like you basically total the aircraft. And I go, really? Can't just stuff it? Because I think he said it was like, if you pull the chute, even if not, just someone would accidentally pull it. He's like, it's multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
So
I was
what?
like,
We're not
I don't know
testing it.
why. I have nothing to base this on other than that someone told me this.
Yeah,
but-
well, and,
Yeah, we're not doing
he
this
told
for
me the
fun.
same exact thing on Monday. Like
Yeah.
it will destroy, and depending on what kind of plane you have, but it will destroy the plane because of, I guess, the way it deploys and damages the aerodynamics of it. I don't know exactly.
It's
how.
not like you can stuff it back in like a parachute. You know how you
fold
repack?
it back up, repack it.
That's not like that.
But he said that people have died because they're so hesitant to pull the chute. Because like, I don't want to destroy my plane.
Right.
Well,
But these two guys walked away.
Because they pulled the chute.
Thank you, guys.
Good on them, man. And
Or-
that's cool to hear that that's becoming more standard.
Well, and also the fact that they put it down in a tree and didn't hit a house.
You said like with the propeller touching the ground, just the boom.
No, yeah, and there's pictures of
I
it.
can even hear the cartoon sounds.
Yeah, as it boop, boop, bouncing.
And you just open the door and step out. That's crazy.
Yeah, you cannot ask for a better ending to a story.
surprised we haven't,
Leave the plane, by the way.
in the world of where AI is now creating Elvis Presley songs from beyond the grave, that we haven't figured out a big ass parachute for commercial jets.
Yeah.
I guess I'm probably someone's going to be like, you know how stupid you sound right now. I'm sure that there's something I don't know about weight that they're like, a parachute would have to be 7 miles wide. I don't know the aerodynamics, but I'm just surprised that we haven't done some sort of work. Because think about, like, if you were the first airline, if you were Southwest and you're like, we've actually developed patented technology, we have plane parachutes, that if anything would happen on your flight, we have a parachute that will deploy and they'll float down to the ground safely.
Yeah,
You're balling.
Yeah, the 4
All
or 5%.
the people afraid of flying,
Exactly.
you're balling out of control.
Yeah, the 4 or 5% of people that literally refuse to fly because they're afraid of
They're
it.
all going on your
They might
flights.
be
Right.
Southwest
Or people that
fans.
are even a little skittish,
I mean, listen,
they're going to
we're
start
not,
booking your flights.
we're not engineers or
We are not.
No, we're idea people.
experts. But what if there's
In my
We
head,
are
it is a
getting close.
cartoon parachute.
we are getting close.
Because there's fighter jets, a lot of those have, I guess, parachutes on them. And then, what does it say here? There is a jet, but it's not a commercial airliner yet that has it.
I'll tell you what, man.
it's
What
working
about
for jets.
multiple? I mean, it doesn't have to. Hey, who's saying one parachute? It could be multiple shoots.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, come on, Boeing, get on it. I know you listen. I propose that any sort of prop plane or any of these kind of things that go down, they should be left there. There was a
As a monument.
well, I mean, you know, whatever. If there's a plane hanging in a tree in Chesterfield, leave it there. That's pretty cool. Especially if somebody walked away from it, that's great. Now, if something bad happens, okay. After the NTSB has the investigation,
Yes. Yeah, in
get
this
it out of
particular
there.
case, it's fine.
There's a club, or there used to be a club down in Louisville, Kentucky, that has a plane crash, like, you know, right above it. Like when you park, the plane is kind of in the hill right there, and it's cool. You go, you take a left of the
Somebody
plane
die
crash.
there?
I don't think so. To be honest, I think it may have been placed there. I think it may have been like a wrecked plane. They're like, what do we do with this? And the guy who owned the building or something was like, we'll put it on the hill.
Right.
But it was always cool looking, you know, when a band pulls up and like, holy crap, it's a plane crash right
Well,
here.
I will tell you, if there's a plane that goes down in my backyard,
Leave
I'm
it.
keeping it.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
mine now.
It's
Yeah,
mine now.
Mine.
It's mine now. I think that's the law.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's the law. So, yes, so the outcome was as good as anything, you know, as anything could turn out, you know, for a situation like this. So that's good. But we did have that conversation the other day, you know, and you're like, you said, you know, I told you about Woody's plane. And
Yeah, and I
you're
was
like,
like,
I would
oh,
never get
yeah,
up in
cool.
that thing.
Have fun.
And even my mother was like, don't you get up in that thing. Don't you fly in that thing.
It does make me feel better hearing that there's a plane chute on it.
Is his
Yeah.
a prop or a jet?
It's a prop, but you know, but he says like he goes, God forbid I pass out. The thing is gonna find it's the nearest airport and will land itself.
Stuff's wild.
I'm happy to hear that. Every time I open this here computer, I get another plane crash story. And it's always the same stuff. Prop plane kills father and and daughter on the way to Palm Springs, blah, blah, blah.
I know. It's I think more so the helicopters. That's what I'm more scared of, the helicopters.
I think didn't I just send you a story about another
another plane. Yeah,
it just happens too often for me, for my comfort. And maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe it didn't have a parachute. I don't know. But would you want to? That's a cool hobby to have, right?
Heck yeah.
I think so.
Aviation,
and
flying.
I have a couple friends that have their pilot's license. They don't have their own planes, but they have their own pilot's license, and they've offered to take me up there. And it's no offense to them. I'm sure they're fantastic pilots, but no. Thanks.
That's a pretty pretentious hobby, though, right? I fly.
It's a pretty impressive one.
It's, yes, impressive, but there are pretentious hobbies out there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like
chess.
Oh, really?
Really?
I think that is all. Like, that has been an old school pretentious one. Like, I play chess. It's like, do you? Like, you compete in chess.
Huh.
That to me is like rich people stuff.
Really?
Smart rich people stuff. Bobby Fischer. No thanks.
I don't know. Well, usually the not rich people play chess in the park.
Well, that's a different story. New York is cool. I'm talking about like St. Louis Chess Academy or whatever.
We
it
used
is.
to go play chess in Washington Square Park against, homeless people.
That's
who are
100%
excellent.
awesome. That's like a movie from the 90s with Meg Ryan. That's cool. I'm talking about like Midwest chess. Like we live in
If you're
Ladue.
no, you think the chess club.
I do think the chess
But
club.
she does have a point, because you look at the chess piece that's in front of the Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
and it's pretty huge. You have to have a big home to move those things.
exactly.
Thanks, Scott. Okay, so hobbies that seem to attract super pretentious people. So you say chess.
Yeah.
I say
Polo.
coffee. When you hear somebody go, I'm really into coffee, the science of it.
See, that's hipster to me.
And
It's
that's the
pretentious.
same damn thing.
That's true, I guess.
Hipster and pretentious are the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Same damn thing. They know a lot of mumbo jumbo about the science of coffee and getting the temperature right.
The brewing and
listen,
Roasting.
I
hand grind only.
I've done it. I was into it for a little bit.
French press, pretentious.
No, I was into the pour over.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
I was a pour over guy. And did I have? Was I using scales and coffee grinders and thermometers? Yes, I was.
You betcha.
And you know what? Was that coffee damn delicious? You bet your bippy it was. Pretentious as hell. There's another one. Cycling. I'm into cycling.
My mother.
Not menstrual cycling, cycling. You know what?
What?
It's not supposed to be that deep. You're riding a damn bike.
What about Pelotoning? Is that part of it?
Yes.
Spoken like a true guy that doesn't have a bike.
I have a bike.
Do you have bicycle shorts?
Do you know anything about that bike?
No. Do I have bike shorts? Yes, I do.
With the padded ass?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Interesting.
do.
Things are interesting now.
I will say my life did change when I actually got a nice bike.
It's fun. Hey, listen, just because it's pretentious doesn't mean you should be ashamed of it.
No.
Yeah, but yours isn't a road bike, is it?
Lean in, Queens.
Mine, no, it's a trail bike.
Yeah,
but
so
like,
you got a proper bike.
I need one. I need a street
It's
bike.
not
I need
the
to get
jerk
on
bike.
Facebook Marketplace right now.
nah, go to touring cyclist.
Okay.
I'm into meditation.
Yeah, TM.
You had your moments.
Yeah, I did. And I think it helped.
Did it? Were you better with that, or what? How did that affect you? Were you, when you were meditating, were you as salty as you are?
Way more salty. You wouldn't believe how narcissistic people get when they first start a spiritual practice. It's true. It's true. It's very pretentious.
Well, you're going inside.
Disc golf, very pretentious.
What?
Stoner
Calm down,
pretension,
bro.
yes.
You're throwing a frisbee in the woods. Come on.
It's a free game
Come
that
on.
costs nothing to play.
Come on.
I still don't understand it. I look at
It is
frisbee golf.
100%.
I'm
is.
pretentious.
It's impressive. You're high and you're throwing it, and it's going in the chains.
Yeah.
You're
It's an
doing something
incredible
outside.
gift.
I'm happy for people.
Yeah.
No.
Again, you're taking it as an insult. Yes, I'm kind of being insulting, but that's fine.
My husband got really into bonsai trees this year.
See, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, and there's a whole bonsai club of people that like. I mean, there's these trees are amazing. Like they're hundreds of years old and stuff. And you gotta, there was a lot of clipping, and it was a very
yeah.
specific thing he was doing. And that was a little pretentious, I thought.
Okay.
That's like a baby in a vegetable form.
It is.
Another one, an audiophile.
Oh, yeah.
And there are two types, okay? There are two types of audiophiles. There's those who are curious for different and multiple sound signatures, and those who are snobs who only want the most pure experience, like how the artist intended. Get the hell out of here.
My bass level is vinyl on Technics 1200 or
Get outta here.
12,000 through Sonos speakers, only Sonos speakers.
Get out of here. We all know those people too, okay?
Neil Young.
An audiophile?
Yes, of course. He's behind Sonos, I think.
No, it was what was his brand? Yeah,
Ponos or something?
he had something that was going to be completely raw, like full level that you'd be able to hear the music the way it was intended.
The way the
Yeah, what
artist
was that?
intended.
Pono.
Yes.
And it turns
Pono.
out,
Pono,
and
yes.
it turns
He worked
out
with the food-
no one cares.
Yeah, the
Nobody
Foo Fighters
Turns-
worked with them. All this
it,
stuff.
it turns out that people are getting these completely compressed MP3s over Wi-Fi, and they're totally fine with
Yeah,
it.
and you know what? I listen to on my Alexa in my kitchen, and it's fine.
yeah, I listen on my phone.
Yeah,
and
it's over, Neil.
like, dang it.
We won't get our way. They
You know
won't.
what?
They won't hear it how we made it or intended.
I'm making chicken cutlets tonight.
I don't have time for this.
Nobody cares.
You know, and I say,
it sucks.
play my favorites, and you know what? I don't care, Neil Young.
Yeah. Sorry, Neil. Great idea. And
Great
we're
idea.
all behind you.
Yes, 100%.
People
With the
don't
three
care.
people who give a crap. Pickleball. Pickleball is pretty pretentious, isn't it?
It can be. There are factions. I'm
Yeah.
learning that there are factions.
Remember the guy we worked with at the country club?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Coach.
Coach.
He wasn't
Oh.
pretentious about it.
He had no time for our nonsense out there.
Yeah, he was.
Well, we
he
are
had-
a bunch of jackasses.
No,
He
had
was
no.
very impressed with me, and I
he had no
felt good.
time for our not. He took pickleball very seriously.
If you remember, I ripped him apart.
He did not like Rafe. Rafe was too
Well, you're
loose.
also wearing boots and jeans.
Well, that's his uniform, sir.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan.
You have
He wasn't a fan of my sense.
made
of
a
humor.
mockery.
You know why? Because at one point in that video, while we were playing pickleball, you bent over and you were slapping your ass with your paddle from through your legs. And I think that really did him in.
Yeah. You've made a mockery of the sport.
I was also serving him up some pretty nasty volleys in my jeans and boots, and I could see him getting visibly mad about it.
We go to a
He
chicken.
started putting the spin on it for me.
We go to Chicken and Pickle every once in a while, and there are very different groups in there sometimes. And I hate it when they put us next to, like, oh, you're on court 6, and you're like, God dang it, on 7 are these guys that are, like, taking it way seriously. Because it's bound to happen that when I'm playing with the kids, the ball's going to boop, boop, and bounce over there. And God forbid they're in the middle of a volley or whatever the heck it's, middle of a pickle. Because if they're pickling and my
we're
ball goes
pickling
over there,
here.
I get the look like
Well, okay,
you have
so-
destroyed the tournament,
So
sir.
there are the pretentious pickleball players that have the outfit and they got the best paddles and they got all that stuff. Or they're the ones, remember I played with the Russians who took it very seriously, and they all had gold chains on. So
I understand. I appreciate that they're into it. I like it. It's something that's getting people back in shape, or older people active, or younger people active. Heck, whatever. It's cool, but just you ain't got to side eye me, dude, just because the ball bounced over there.
talking about pretentious hobbies, wine tasting
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
big time.
This
Wine
weekend.
tasting or just wine in general?
or being a wine expert.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You know what? I love wine and I play along, but I don't know the difference.
of course.
And do you have all
And
those
I-
pieces you're supposed to use to
Of
like air
course
it
you don't.
Right. And I just want it to taste good.
If
And I wanna have
I'm
a
at a
good
restaurant
time.
and I see somebody swirling their glass and checking out the legs, I just want to smack them in the back of the head.
You know when you're at a really nice restaurant and you're like, you know what, I will have the Pinot Noir. And they bring it out and they pour just like a little bit of it in the glass.
Yes.
And then they're like, here, you ordered it, so you taste it. That whole thing gives me the ick. And
Yeah,
I'm
me
like,
too.
just pour me the damn glass of wine
I
and
always
let
want
me
to
pay
go.
for it.
I'm from South County, St. Louis. You don't have to do this.
Right. I am way too white trash for this. Just give me the wine.
You
Give me the
don't
whole
need to do
bottle.
this. I appreciate the effort. Not for me.
Yeah.
Don't put that on me. Go
Yeah,
do
we
that
don't.
somewhere
We don't have to go through this whole song and dance.
I'm like,
this whole.
Sir, I
thing.
have family tribute tattoos on my wrists.
We're
Just
wasting
pour me the
time
glass.
here.
And you know who does
Yeah.
it? You know who wants that is somebody from Clayton. It's all the Clayton people. Is Clayton?
They don't know
They don't
anything.
know either.
I know, but they need to be seen doing it.
And that's the pretentiousness of it. Like they put their nose in it and they're swirling it and oh, this has legs.
You're like, but
Sommelier.
you're in
What?
St. Louis, man. Like we're all in it together. None of us are None of it. So these people.
No, and you don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here.
Can I put this in there? That same category is cannabis. The different blends of cannabis bud and the that is like the new sommelier of pretentious.
It is.
It is.
And they don't know anything either.
No, you're high as hell.
This Maui Wowie ain't the same as Sour Diesel.
They don't know anything. When I went to Vegas, I went to MedMen. A few years ago, we went to Vegas. It was like the first weed Apple store, you know. It was like before it was all, when they first started opening the store, it was called MedMen.
Was that the one that's like you had to take a cab there?
It was like right by the airport.
It wasn't on the strip.
Most people would pick you up and be like, "Do you want to?" The first thing they'd ask you is like, "You want to swing by this place?" So we went by there.
We went there. That was the first ever cannabis shop.
I didn't like it. It was too clean. It was too sterile.
I'm Toby. I'll be your bud tender.
That's exactly what it was.
No.
And her name was
Not
like,
Toby.
it was exactly what you would write in a sketch. Her name was
like Skydance or something.
Yeah, that would be funnier. But yeah, it was something very close. Like I can't even remember. I want to say her name was like Avril or something.
Avril.
Yeah, it was just like exactly some weird, like April, but like a little take on the word April. She's like, I'll be your bud tender. And she's like, tell me what experience you're looking for. And I go, well, I'll be honest. Something that won't make me paranoid and think about my taxes in 2017 and if I filed them correctly, because the last couple times I've tried to get high, it hasn't been good for me. I've been paranoid. It just makes me, it's just not and I used to do it all the time. It's just something's changed in my brain chemistry. Maybe it's sobriety, whatever. But I'm like, I don't really want to. And she's like, oh.
I've got you.
I know exactly what you need. You need a low sativa below a 0.05. I got a thing called Strawberry Fields. It's a very mellow. It's kind of an up. It's kind of an energetic high. And what it'll do is it'll just make you it'll make you feel like you're floating on a cloud and you just want to party and have a good time.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, give me that.
This one will make you enjoy the slot machine sounds, but not want to play the slot machine.
Yeah, exactly. She gave me like a big 30-paragraph rundown of how great I was going to feel. And we got back to the Airbnb, and I was like, I'm going to test this out before I walk the casino floor tomorrow. Took one hit off of a pen and was like, I'm going to lock myself in the room for the next 2 hours. Please, no one, do me a favor. No one talk to me. No one check on me. And I was like, this sucks. I'm out.
I'm going to go to the covers.
Forever.
Immediately paranoid. I mean, immediately. Like, as soon as it hit my lips, I was like, oh, God.
What did I do?
I claimed too much per diem in 2015 when I was on the road. I'm going to get audited. Like, I was just done. It was over for me. And I was like, well, you lied to me, Avril. There's no way for people to know how
I will tell you the last time that happened to me. It was at the wedding I went to for my buddy Ben.
Oh, this year.
Yeah, and his dad, Ben's dad, the Obi-Wan of weed, who was just about 80 years old, goes, hey, Scott. Hit this pen, and he pulls out like 3. He's got cargo pants on, and this is an almost 80-year-old man. He's got cargo pants on, and he's got a weed pen in every pocket.
Wow.
He's like, wait, not that one.
What is he selling?
After you hit it.
No, he was like, oh, okay, we're going to the rehearsal. We're doing the rehearsal. Okay, I'm in the wedding party, and he's going to. He goes, this one.
Sativa on the left.
And gives it to me, and I'm like, okay, we're upstate New York, whatever. Man, we're on like a commune.
When in Rome.
Yeah, you got no place to be.
Whatever. My God. Too much.
Yes, too much. Cargo shorts, weed, yes.
Too much.
Those things are ridiculous.
And I went, oh, God, I'm too high.
Oh,
I can't deal with this wedding rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so you got the weed
It's out of
people.
control. Out of control.
You got, now whiskey people, too.
Of course.
Whiskey people. Whiskey people, IPA people.
Yep.
All pretentious. You know it.
Not the same club.
You know it.
Not
There's
the
a
same
place
club.
on Locust. We used to do STL up late in an art gallery next to a place called Small Batch,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
which is a cool place, but it's a whiskey snob place. And they'd pour you bourbon, and then they'd give you a vial of water with like a dropper.
Oh, that's
where
that's
whiskey
to
people would be
dilute.
like, yes, you'd get. Oh, this is a
Been there.
This is a 2018 bourbon from the lowlands of Kentucky.
Wow.
And then put 2 drops in, and I'm like, get the hell out of it. That is having zero effect whatsoever.
Right.
Like, The ice was in little cubes with like a little thing next to the
big ice cube.
Yeah, the big round
Yeah, they were
ball.
like carved
These are ice cubes.
And I mean, it was a cool
These are ice
aesthetic,
cubes with no sides.
but giving you the water dropper.
So they don't melt as fast.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
What?
Giving you the water dropper to like
that's to dilute it.
to dilute it one drop at a time. I was like,
I'm not here to be diluted. I am here to get my rocks off. What are we doing?
Okay,
That's so funny. There are other types of whiskey bars that are like famous for having like really awesome whiskey, but the total opposite, where they're like, "Hey, this stuff is awesome. Give me 3 fists. We're getting smoked out."
I made this in
tonight."
my bathtub.
Yeah.
All right,
Happy Van Winkle.
CrossFit.
Yeah, I was that person.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Tim and I had a CrossFit phase. It was cool.
Very pretentious CrossFit phase.
Got super buff. I was like, this
And
is
you were
awesome.
into it.
Yeah, my thighs had never been stronger.
You were into it, right?
Every
And
wheel
I'm
I
sure
could, I would just see like a wheel in a parking lot and just start pushing it.
Why,
You know,
Why'd you stop?
Injury?
So
no,
hard for me to imagine you being a CrossFit person.
I
It really
know.
like messes with my complete perception of
Is it
reality.
because you tore all the skin off your shins doing a box jump?
Honestly, it's because COVID happened and we had to like stop going because everything closed down. And then I got really into like,
Couldn't find your own tractor tires?
I mean, I was pushing stuff in the garage,
So
no
how-
doubt.
How long did it take for you to see a rope and not go over and just start wiggling?
Just start. I know, like everything you see, like down power lines, like
ropes.
It was great. But it is a total mentality. It is not just a physical endurance test. It is a mental endurance test, and they know that they psychologically get into your head and they beat you down,
Slowly Bible.
and you get swollen every
Okay.
part of your body.
So during COVID, my buddy up the street, big CrossFitter guy, they closed the gym, so he opened up a gym in his garage.
Of course, might as well. Yeah.
And all the CrossFitters who would out a place to go would go to his garage, and it would sound like thunder on the street
Clink, clink, clink.
because it'd be these guys. That's right. I was going to say something else. These people rolling the tires and dropping weights.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God, what? It's sunny out and it's thunder, and it'd be just the people up the
You
street
go to
just
a
dropping the weights.
CrossFit gyms are just, they went to like a junkyard and they
Yeah.
found like metal machinery that has no purpose anymore that looks cool. And they're like, we're going to bring this to a garage, no air conditioning, no heat, one of those big ass industrial fans.
Yeah.
And we're going to push this, essentially like the bones of a car from the 1950s across the garage and then run a mile
Well, and they'd be
around the building.
They'd be running up and down the street with the sacks of 50 pounds of rice on
Yes.
the
They love
the
their
sand
favorite
sacks.
thing to do is to bring the gym outside so everyone can see.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what?
Any day that it's not pouring down rain, or maybe if it is pouring down rain to prove the point.
Did all these people look amazing?
No,
Yes, they did.
not all.
They all looked. The
I
ones
got a
that
buddy that does
the ones
CrossFit
that
and
were
he's
going,
still fat, and I'm just like, what are you doing,
Now,
man?
the ones that were going to the illegal gym up the street.
Oh, those guys, yeah.
Those guys.
The
Well, do you
speakeasy
remember-
gym. What?
Do you remember during COVID that the CrossFit people, like, they protested by, like, going outside the gym and doing CrossFit because they wouldn't open the gyms up?
No.
It was like a big thing. Like, early on in COVID, I remember being like, wow, man, what a weird hill to die on in the middle of a pandemic. They were like, open the gyms. We demand it. And then they just brought a bunch of like workout equipment and tires and started like working out in the street
No,
in
you're
front of
right.
a Gold's gym. And I was like,
You're doing it.
cool, man.
You're doing it.
That'll make people like you more.
The first rule of CrossFit is tell everybody you CrossFit.
Yeah, it is. It's so true.
That is the first rule.
Yeah, we do CrossFit.
Second
a lot.
rule and last rule.
Okay, here's some more pretentious hobbies. Reading.
Oh, that's the original pretension. Yeah, for sure. I don't do.
You know what I'm talking about.
You know, I don't do
what I'm talking
audiobooks. I tangibly read.
You know what I'm
hardcovers.
talking about.
Man.
I get excited to tell people I read books because I'm an idiot. I am part of this problem.
Vonnegut.
It's not even,
That's a direct hit.
yeah.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Oh, did I hit
It
a
was his
nerve?
birthday yesterday, by the way.
Oh, well, I'm
man.
sorry. I didn't celebrate by reading.
Doubling down.
Dang it.
Hemingway.
Armistice Day.
Sylvia Plath.
First
what?
of all, Vonnegut's not. That's not like high
Okay,
brow.
but if you talk to somebody and you go, oh, yes, reading the Vonnegut, whatever,
Sure.
The Chronicles.
they'll think, oh, we got a reader. Oh, he reads fancy books.
Funny.
What about people that have library cards?
Who the hell's got a library
My
card
husband
now?
does. Donnie Fandango does.
We do. We have library cards.
I have one.
People are secretly going to the library and acting like they're not.
The library
let's
is
call
freaking
everybody
awesome,
out.
dude.
Yeah, I found it.
It is awesome.
You get $5 worth of free printing there a month.
To be honest, I think a lot of our problems, perhaps in this country, came from making reading pretentious. Maybe read a little.
Yeah, maybe this
everybody, and not skim an article on an unsighted news source. Like read an actual book.
I had Matthew McConaughey read his latest book.
That counts to me.
Great book.
To me, that counts.
No, that's
the information went in your head.
But listen, I'm all for reading, and fine. You know what I'm talking about, though, when I say reading is pretentious for some
There is a pretentious
sect.
Go into like an antique bookstore.
Right.
My stepfather reads
The smell of it.
like maybe 4 books a month. Like he's I don't know if that's fast, but he reads a ton.
How many of them are about the Civil War?
Tons.
Yeah.
Lots of John Meacham, or no, who's that?
John Grisham.
John Grisham. Lots of war books.
Great.
My wife is wild with that. She'll knock out a book in about 2 days.
Good for her.
It's endless. That's like her favorite thing on the planet.
I love that.
Yeah, that's the gateway to being an elderly man.
I'm more of a Hardy Boys kind of guy.
Heck yeah.
Babysitter Club.
Pretty
You ever
tough
look
reading
down and
level,
you
but
see
good
in your
stuff.
hand a book about the Battle of Thermopylae?
If you
Look
guys,
in the mirror, your hair's getting gray.
Have you guys ever read any of the Steve Martin books? Because we did the audio version on the drive.
I did.
Like Born
I did the
Standing
Born
Up?
Standing Up. I did that one.
An Object of Beauty. It's pretty
Born
fascinating.
Standing Up with him with Steve Martin doing the reading is excellent.
Nice.
You started earlier. You were talking about having a place, in the house or a place in the living room or something like that. I just realized that my wife she's an avid reader, but she has probably 4 different places in the house that she reads, and the books are there. And I got to ask her, but I think in the morning she's got one style of book over by her little coffee spot, and then she's got another style of book up at. It's always fiction in the bathtub. Right,
Okay.
it's some sort of drama
yes.
in the
Fiction
bathtub.
in the bathtub.
So there's a stack of books up by there. Then there's one then there's a totally different set of things over in her office. So she's probably reading 4 books at a time throughout different portions of the day, depending on where she is in the house.
Love it.
I like the books where I look down after a paragraph and it says, if you want to go down this hallway, turn to page 32.
Ooh, choose your own adventure.
If you
far
want to
more
stay in the
exciting.
room, keep reading.
Yeah, Scott
Those are
was,
my favorite
Scott was
ones.
an advocate for those to be in the Toy Hall of Fame. Remember?
Yep.
Me as well. And I remember in like 3rd grade, like they had to pass a rule because of me that you couldn't do book reports on Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Yeah, because you're only reading
I'm like,
14
I read 4
pages.
pages. I'm dead.
I got to the end.
And that company suing everybody, by the way.
Oh, the Choose Your Own Adventure
Yeah,
people?
it's hilarious.
Okay, luxury watch collecting. Of course, that's pretentious. Equestrians.
Really?
Whoa.
Back down.
Two very different types. Are you talking about jumping? You talking about actual like?
Yeah, with the tight little
Any
bridges or
horse.
the Wranglers?
Any horse activity could be very pretentious.
Totally wrong.
Are you talking about Lululemon
No.
or Wranglers?
No, like
See,
my
again,
dog-
you're taking it as everybody. I'm saying there is a certain, just like reading, there is a certain sect of I own a horse, I take care of horses, I jump horses, I show horses, are very pretentious.
I love you guys. I'm just saying that.
Oh, you don't gotta say
Because they
that.
listen.
Get outta
Hang
here.
on. I love you guys, but the biggest Hoosiers in our families are the ones that.
Okay, but
that own the
yes, of
horses.
course, there's the Hoosier element of it, but there's also the very pretentious,
Oh, yeah.
snobby part of
Oh yeah.
horse owning.
I'm just saying there's a big fat giant line and a huge chasm in between. There's the people in Chesterfield that have all those horses out there,
Yes.
that are like renting them out and doing the equestrian polo and all that kind of stuff. And then there's our family
Of
that
course.
does the keyhole and barrel
Yeah,
racing.
it breaks down between the pants because it's the guys that wear the Lululemons that jump things or the guys in Wrangler that work on things.
And that's what all this stuff. But there is definitely, I mean, if you're denying there is a pretentious element to the equestrian category, your head's in the sand. Get
you
out
probably
of here.
read.
I know. I see what you're saying.
Of course you do.
I'm just taking it personally.
I have all the gear. You wear one of those like helmets that look like a baseball hat that got the little.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's totally
You have
different.
the high boots,
yeah,
very
yeah.
tight.
Totally different. Totally different. We're doing nothing but Western riding.
I don't know what that is.
The English saddle and the English riding, that's what you're talking about. We've got the Western saddle and we're doing phone book races and barrel racing and that kind of stuff.
What, you said a book involved in this?
Photography. Photography could be very pretentious as
Yes.
well. Photography, a hobby photographer, and I read this, says the most pretentious photographers are usually the ones that are, quote, new to the game. Especially the ones who are using unnecessarily expensive equipment. You know why? Just because.
They're definitely. I told you guys I kind of fell in with the wildlife photographers when I went to Yellowstone. They were like so mad. They're all out there with their $30,000, super
Nikons.
lenses, trying to like get a snap of a bear or a wolf as they come over the hill, and they would be so mad if like a civilian found out
Where they were.
and if they came with like any kind of gear that wasn't up to code. Like if someone just came with like a spotting scope, like I just want to look. They're like, all you're doing is making.
How
it
about my
overcrowded
phone
for us.
that's got a pretty good camera? I just go zoom in. It's fine. There
Yeah,
we
it
go.
wouldn't work.
I'm
on this,
taking.
but yeah.
I'm taking a picture that's going to look just as good
You
as
remember
yours.
Sean Penn and Walter Mitty? He's looking, for the snow leopard. That's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The pretentious. I've been
Sometimes I don't
camping
take
out.
the picture. The moment's just for me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it made a cool movie, but I'm not sure I want to know that guy.
They were very like judgmental of people who weren't there to get the perfect shot for Nat Geo. And I get it,
I wonder how much those sell for.
but I'm like, you're in a national park. Everyone's here to like see wildlife. That's what
Yeah.
everyone is here to do.
How many of those perfect shots does it take to pay for that lens?
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? Like
selling
in
anything?
this day,
or are they just taking it
what do
for
you mean they're
themselves?
selling? Of course they're selling it.
Or are they taking it for themselves?
With a $30,000 lens camping out in Yellowstone?
Well, this is the pretentiousness of it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, hell, if you got that kind of money for a hobby, then be
These
as
are
pretentious
hobbies.
as
These
you
are not,
like.
this is not a job. This is a hobby.
Yeah.
God dang, wouldn't that be cool? If I could have a hobby that's that expensive where I get to
Yeah.
sit out and wait for
And
animals
that's why
in
this
Yellowstone?
photographer said,
Oh,
They
That's
do
you.
care a lot
teach me your
too.
way.
Later in life.
And I get it. It's their thing. I've had like a headshot that a club has shared, like on Instagram, and I'll get from like 5 years ago, and I'll get a message from the guy who took it, and he'll be like, "Photo credit?" Question, like a real passive aggressive text, or like a comment under it, like "photo credit?" question mark. Instead of like messaging me and being like, "Hey, could you ask them to tag me in that?" But I'm like, how far down the line of you taking this picture that I paid you for?
Right.
Do I have to keep telling people that I'm using it as a
Right.
promotional item? Do I have to keep telling clubs? And I try, like if I do a newspaper article and I give them a picture, I'm like, hey, photo was taken by so-and-so. I try my best, but they
Right.
don't always care that much to do it. And I will almost always get a message.
Isn't a hobby supposed to be something that's supposed to relax you?
Yes.
So it's for fun. But when your hobby gets you so tightly wound, I think this is where the pretentiousness comes in. If the littlest thing upsets you about your hobby, I don't think it's a hobby anymore.
It's work.
Yeah, you're doing this for the getaway of it. Gamers could be very pretentious. Now I'm not a gamer. There are a couple of gamers in this room. Can you affirm that?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have one friend in particular who's constantly telling me why I'm wrong for liking this game
Or
that game.
mainly the hardcore video gamers who would dismiss anybody who plays on a certain type of computer
Oh,
or
yeah,
a
yeah.
tablet or your phone. You're not a real gamer.
Oh, you're a
anybody uses
console guy.
lower difficulty settings on hard games, you're considered a casual.
Oh yeah,
Get out of here.
I forgot about
Get the
that.
hell out of here.
Like, oh yeah, you beat that? Did you do it on expert? Because I'm not going to speak to you otherwise. You know what got really out of hand there for a while is that Dance Dance Revolution and Beat Saber, because people were like, oh dude, I could do this song on Beat Saber, and they're like, yeah, but is it on expert times 10 level?
I don't
or
know,
whatever the heck
man.
it
I'm
was?
sweating.
Yeah.
I'm sweating, and I bought the Lincoln Park package.
Yes.
Okay?
I'm trying to have fun
I'm
and
trying to
enjoy
have
music.
fun and get a workout. I'm sweating. Okay, here's one last one.
Okay.
Hobbies that seem to attract very super pretentious people. Charcuterie board aficionados.
I love a charcuterie.
Right, but
I'm making one this weekend.
It's an adult Lunchable.
Absolutely.
Let's be
Yeah,
honest
but you know
about
what
it.
I want? I want a pretentious person putting it together. So
Get over yourself and pass me the Swiss.
My best friend knows that I love this so much, and she looks forward to
I
my
do too. I
charcuteries.
love it.
And I love, like, when people come over, having a Gray's snack board like that. I mean, it is, you know who you're dealing with when you see one of those laid out.
I just want to know how that word took over, because 10 years ago, not a single person on earth said charcuterie,
Yes.
unless you're in France or something. Outside of that, no one. You always just said like meat and cheese. And
Yeah, my
some of this.
meat and cheese board.
Meat and cheese board.
How did that switch?
I don't
where
know,
We
but-
all start saying it.
It's the pretentious people.
That's so
They
funny you say
infiltrate.
that, Scott. I learned that word on this show in 2014 or
Yeah.
whenever we started the
Yeah,
show.
I said it.
Because I said, "Hey, you blah blah blah," and you said, "Oh, like a charcuterie board." And I said, "What?" I mean, this is documented. I said, "Excuse me, can you spell that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, there is a word for it. That's so neat."
Huh.
I think you said that's not a word.
Well,
I
why
think
would you
that
assume
word
that?
got.
Because that's what you say.
I'm the antagonist on this show, don't you see? I have a
that
role to
word
play.
was big cooterie.
Big cooterie?
Yeah.
that could mean,
cooterie.
that could mean
Cooterie,
something
dude.
else.
Big cooterie trying to get all up in our heads so they could charge us more for the meats and cheeses.
You're coot
I
coot.
think you're right.
As before,
Big coot.
yeah, big coots up all up in our brain stems trying to charge us more for meat and cheese. Sounds fancier.
I'm going to reach out to the Lou Charcuterie, the one that always brings.
Which
stuff
they're
up
great,
here.
and I love it. I love it.
I think that's what we're going to do for the holidays.
You should. Get a nice board for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Like Mallory makes like a killer one, but when you
Sounds
get one
dangerous.
from there that's just like all decked out and has some random cheese you've never seen or
Sure.
heard before, it's just
Somebody
so
else-
impressive to the family.
Little gherkins, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
And listen,
The
you could,
jam.
you could buy all that stuff and put it together
Jellies
yourself.
and jams.
Why do that when you could have somebody else?
But
put it
that's what I'm
together?
saying. I want a pretentious pro to do it for
Right.
me.
Yeah.
On a nice board with some decorations. It looks good. You eat with your eyes first.
Little rosemary just
I
as
want my
garnish.
salami to look like a flower.
Yeah, I pay for the expertise.
The little glass jars with jelly in it.
Yeah. The little honey things
Yeah.
with
Oh, the little dippers.
the little dippers. Come on, man.
I want to see the card with a nice font that tells me exactly what cheese this is.
Fishing.
Yeah, my cheese comes with a business card.
Pretentious people have infiltrated the fishing
It
fishing
gets-
community.
It
Like,
can,
look how
get
big
out,
my
Always
fish
was.
is.
it can get out of hand.
Fly fishing was always a pretentious hobby. In fact, that was a rich man's
Yeah,
hobby.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
they got mad when poor people started doing it. I found that out. Oh, my guy did. And when I went to Yellowstone and hung out with that dude, he was like, I goes, what's big here? Like, what's everybody coming for? He's like, fly fishing, and they're jerks. They're dicks. And I go, they are? And he's like, yeah, it's like a rich people thing, and they're mad that, like, common folk started doing it. Because I guess, I didn't know. I guess back in the day when it was like a very aristocratic thing.
Yeah.
To like go out and get your waders.
Put the waders on, and I tie my own flies.
Yes. So that specific one. I'm not talking about redneck. I'm not talking about jugging. That's a
Or
different,
noodling.
that's a different kind of fishing.
Noodling.
That's
or-
the difference in the equestrian world.
I agree.
Fly fishing
You
to
got no
noodling.
pushback from me during that segment if you noticed. I was like, he's right. There are two horse worlds. There's the uppity horse world, and there's the I found this horse on the side of the road world.
Yeah.
Now I ride bareback.
Yeah, there's a big difference in the equestrian world when
Right,
a horse dies. I don't
wanna
even know
make
what
that-
happens.
I want to make that totally clear.
In our world, when a horse dies, if it didn't get sent off to the glue or meat factory first, then you got to figure out how to drag it down to the cornfield and bury it where you don't have plants.
Well, because when I said a question, you immediately no.
Well, I'm just saying, my daughter went to school for a horse, for horses and all that kind of stuff. And we are talking Hoosier horses. We ain't
There's
talking.
Hoosier horses and there's the aristocratic
Was
horses.
she an A+ student?
Like who's
Nate.
isn't Bruce Springsteen's daughter? Is
Rumor.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
no,
assume.
that's Bruce Willis. Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, Bruce Springsteen.
I'm going to go ahead and assume Bruce's daughter is into a different style of
Right.
horse.
And-
Bruce has a
Horse.
daughter? I thought he had a son.
No, he's got a daughter who's I believe a very accomplished, almost made it to the Olympics. But like if you see her, what she wears and the horse she rides and the way the horses, are groomed and they got the little ties in the hair and the whole thing.
So cute.
So, all right, let's take a break. But first, and it's brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Score a shot at 10K during Blues away games this year at Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Get all the details at hotshotsnet.com. From Arnold, Very pretentious down there. Nathan O'Rourke is our Nathan is a dedicated listener who's here for the inevitable hilarious outcomes and harassment when all 5 show members play a game together. Nathan says, I appreciate good radio. When you travel, you learn to really appreciate what St. Louis radio has to offer, the best. Nowadays, I drive locally where you could catch me listening to the Rizz Show every weekday morning. Love the whole crew and everything y'all do. And the happiest of birthdays, Rizz. Love, Nathan. Well, thank you. Oh, Nathan is Ray, for you, a 4th-generation carny.
Hell
Holy
yeah,
smokes.
dude.
Family business.
No one more qualified to be a Team Rizz member than that.
I like it.
Nathan O'Rourke from Arnold is our Team Rizz member of the day. Super sweet Team Rizz member of the day. Soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057.
Nathan, email me and tell me where you are in the carny echelon of jobs. I want to know what you're doing. Are you running the tilt-a-whirl? Are we guessing people's weight? What are we doing in the carny world? I want to know more about this.
4th generation. 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, we'll take a break. We'll do some news next. And we'll start off, okay, I'll ask you guys a question. Cannibals or the DARE program? What do you want to talk about?
Ooh.
Oh.
Cannibals or the DARE program?
Well, I mean, we all have DARE in common, and only
I never did the DARE program.
only Scott did cannibals.
Okay, so
You never
a
did DARE?
cannibal? No, never did. A cannibal explains what it's really like to eat human flesh, or
Okay.
Ooh, fascinating.
is the DARE program a pyramid scheme?
Oh, man. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I dare you to make the decision.
Yeah. I think we just I don't know what we're going to do next. You pick. I can't
Oh,
decide.
can't.
choice.
They're both interesting.
I recuse myself.
Also, St. Louis, you could be owed thousands of dollars, but almost no one's applying. Florida man named Pancake arrested for battering his dad.
Battering.
Yeah, and a man seriously injured after a frozen water balloon smashes through his windshield.
Oh.
That's a wild story.
I saw that.
All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Schreier Air text line, 314-649-DUMB. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams. 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizzShow1057thepoint.com. Hey, the Blues won last night. How about that? Yeah. We'll talk to Chris Kerber in a little bit. Talk some Blues hockey. We'll play just the 2 of us. Give away some fabulous prizes. Guys.
Blessings.
Was that a sneeze?
Good God, yeah. It
Blessings.
was a double. It was a double sneeze. Is that like a double rainbow? Is that lucky?
Yeah.
Double rainbow all the way.
Guys,
What?
the McRib is back.
No!
It is
my
lucky
God.
then.
Is it annual? We have to look at the unsauced McRib because I feel like let's ruin everyone.
That.
Never look
Do
at it's
it.
like that's my Dolly Parton.
Guys,
Don't ever show me the
McRib.
McRib without sauce.
The McRib, you know, it's back. It's very polarizing, the McRib. It's gross.
But it's delicious.
Is it really? Do you
I've
really
had
enjoy
it before. Absolutely.
Do you enjoy it?
I loved it.
The one time I did it, like when it came out, because didn't it come out in the 90s?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember it came out and I was like, I love barbecue sauce. And I tried it and I was like, I like it. And that was it.
Oh, I loved it. I don't know why, but my mom and I both loved it. There was something about the way that it smelled afterwards too. It was like this weird plasticky thing up in your nose or something, up in your sinuses.
The boneless pork thing that's made to
Boneless
look
wonder.
like.
Yeah.
And even it has like weird little gristles sometimes
Right.
that feels like plastic
You know what it
balls.
looks
No.
like? It looks like the opening credits of the Flintstones when he brings the big
Yes.
slab of ribs
Yes.
out to the Flintstone car and he
Yeah, but this is a gray.
slaps it on there and it flips it over. Oh,
Gray.
man, I just asked you not to show me that.
Ah, it's so
No.
weird looking. It's an alien.
I
So
like
good.
it still.
It's got the barbecue sauce. It's got the slivered onions. It's got the pickles.
But it also has this weird cheap hoagie thing
Yeah.
that's different. It don't taste like a McDonald's burger bun.
No.
Steamed.
Did you ever have the school version?
Yeah, it tastes
yeah.
the same.
It's the same.
It's the same.
I loved it because I think we loved it because it was just dumped in sugar and
Yeah.
barbecue.
I
sauce.
didn't have
Yeah,
my
it was
first
sugary.
McRib until maybe 10 years ago. And when I tried it, I said, I know this flavor. And it was the school ones. It tastes exactly the same as the ones you get at school.
What do you mean 10 years ago? Like, why did you hold out for so long and then decide?
He didn't try until I think we forced. I think I forced him to on the show when it came back the first time.
If I go to McDonald's, I'm not.
You have a different order.
I'm not getting that.
Yeah,
What
and
are
it has
you
a
getting?
limited time.
What are you getting?
I'm a 2 cheeseburger guy.
I used to be too. Yeah, and you know why? The smooth bun, the smooth top on the bun.
Well, it's also you could eat it while driving. Very.
Yes, you're right.
You could eat it while driving. And I would go. I would go to McDonald's and get just one thing. I wasn't going off of my routine.
That's how we are.
So I said, all right, I'm going to try this out. And I'm like, man, this is a very familiar flavor. Like I've had this before.
Is it now? Let me ask you this: is the barbecue sauce that it is drenched in? Is it the same that we get in the little tubbins at McDonald's?
I don't think so.
No, I think
It's a little
it's got
different.
a little different tang to it.
Yeah.
But here's the deal this year. So unlike when the McRib comes back, this isn't a nationwide release. The McRib is only popping up in select cities and for a limited time. So it's been spotted in Miami. It's been spotted in Dallas, Chicago, L.A., and St. Louis. We are the chosen people.
Of course. You know what's funny is when I was a kid, I hated everything. Onions, pickles, everything, And for some reason, McDonald's would never get the McRib right. You'd always go, can I just have a McRib plain? And be like, sure. And then here it comes with these sloppy, nasty, raw onions.
Oh, yeah, it's a slivered onions.
But it's so barbecue saucy that you'd have to sit there and take every one of the things off.
yeah.
It's glued in there.
It's the slivered onions I think they use on the QPC.
If you really want to lean into being a piece of trash, just have them throw a slice of cheese on it.
Oh, I never tried that. Oh, I never even thought of that.
I'm like, hold the onions, but throw a slice of that McDonald's American cheese
the
on there and
fakey
melt it.
cheese?
And they're like, hold on, I got to check with the manager.
Yeah, I don't know if we could do that.
I'm sorry, I need to call the owner of the
They're
store.
like, can we take your picture?
What are you going to do?
We're going to put it on the wall of the most white trash thing anyone's ever asked us to do.
You're going to put one in the center, or did you put two of them? Because it's going to take two
I
to
hope
cover
they
that.
give me two.
It would take 2 to cover.
Yeah.
Hang on, McRib with cheese. I
They
wanna
sell
see
the
David.
McRib sauce by the jug.
What?
And it has like a little holiday sweater on it. Says the McRib sauce during the holidays.
Merry Christmas.
So wait. So you could buy that from McDonald's?
You can buy it.
Holy
$20 a jug
smokes.
on. There's a website for it.
Look
Give me
at
a
it.
second here.
Look at that. Look at the McRib with cheese.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that looks like somebody made their own.
But it looks good though, right?
Yeah.
No, she just put 3.
3 slices of cheese.
Well, no, she put 3 McRibs in
together.
one bun and then cheesed it. But
Well,
that
pickles
is what
and
it looks
cheese.
like right there with the.
The McRib with pickles and cheeses.
I mean,
Well-
you're just putting rubber on plastic.
Hey, remember
A lot of McRibsauce.com. It's got its own website.
remember the whole farewell tour of the McRib back in 2022? How could we forget?
How could we forget?
So the McRib has officially become like the Elton John of the fast food world because it just keeps coming back.
There'll
So
be a McRib hologram.
we are the chosen people for the McRib.
I love it.
Oh man, it looks so bad.
Now, speaking of that,
I still want it though.
It looks so bad. Yeah.
Like I know it's disgusting and I know it's gray and my body doesn't care.
Yeah.
I still want it.
well, this
wrong
leads
with
me
me?
into
That's
the
your trash
next story
coming out.
that I've decided to do. It's the cannibalism story.
Okay. All right.
We'll save the Dare is a pyramid scheme story for later. But a self-proclaimed cannibal named Nico Claw. It's Claux. So that's Claw.
Clow. That's
Claw
Clow.
is French guy.
French.
He's known as the Vampire of Paris. This is the real guy.
Sounds hot.
So the self-proclaimed cannibal Nico, the Vampire of Paris, has recently shared the reality of what drove him to eat human flesh.
Okay.
And according to him, it's got very little to do with taste, but he does describe what it tastes like. Are you ready to go down a dark?
Hang on, I'm looking
Dark
him up
path.
to see if I can get a visual.
It's like
Can
pork,
I-
isn't it?
Can I guess?
He looks
Well,
like
you just
who
followed
is
up
the
with the McRib.
inventor of the Church of Satan? What was his
Anton
name?
LaVey?
He looks like Anton LaVey.
I feel like it would be similar to pork because remember they always use like pig flesh and stuff to
I
sort
thought
of.
it was Crowley was the Church of Satan.
Oh, Aleister
Anton
Crowley.
LaVey.
He wrote the
That's Aleister Crowley. That guy looks like
Book of
Aleister
Satan.
Crowley. The bald guy?
I thought Anton LaVey was also
Anton
bald with like a
LaVey's
weird facial
with
hair.
the weird facial hair.
This guy's seems like part of that.
Okay,
Right.
well, so
Didn't
so
he
this
have something
guy
to do with Oklahoma?
in a recent he was on a podcast.
Oh, yeah?
And this Nico guy, the vampire Paris, explains that his dark obsession with death began in childhood and then turned into a fantasy about cannibalism after he learned about another infamous cannibal, Issei Sagawa, and that guy's story is crazy. And this horrifying fascination led him to get a job at a morgue in Paris for one specific reason, to get access to dead bodies.
So he could eat them?
Yummy.
So he described, and he's on this podcast, how when he was left alone, he would cut off small strips of flesh from the bodies.
Ew.
And eat them. And he would do this during, I guess he was in charge of autopsies.
Did he cook it? Or just
Well, at
raw
first
dog?
he ate them raw.
Wow, what?
And then he eventually started taking pieces home to cook.
Okay. I'm going to throw.
So are warts kind of like mushrooms?
And he explained that these small portions weren't enough, and he developed an intense craving that led him to murder a guy with the specific goal of harvesting the meat.
Hold up. This guy's just walking around.
Yeah,
He's
willy-nilly.
out. He's out. He's out of jail.
Seems like a good guy.
Wait, he murdered a guy and he's out of jail?
He murdered a guy, ate the guy, and he's out of jail.
France
and he's
is
doing,
wild, dude.
He's
Whoa.
doing a podcast. He eventually was caught after trying to use his victim's bank book or a check from his bank book to buy a VCR.
Ah,
He was sentenced to 12
Cool
years.
points just went down.
He was sentenced to 12 years in prison and was let go after serving just over 7.
holy smokes.
What?
Yeah.
I am the vampire of Paris.
So
Could
what's
I purchase this
the one?
JVC?
What's the Sony?
Could I purchase this JVC? This is the double-head VCR cleaner. What year was this?
I don't know. Look up the years he was in prison, but he
Funny.
did 12 years and was released after just 7. Now, what's the one question everybody asks him?
What does it taste like?
What does it taste like? What does human flesh taste like? And his answer says
Spam.
it tastes similar to horse meat.
Horse meat.
Okay, who's eating horse? Why are you giving us another comparison that we won't know?
I've had horse. In
What?
In Japan. Hey, man, when in Rome.
I mean, I guess. You gonna eat a person too when you're in Rome? or
Whoa.
Is it taste the same?
No.
He insists that it's not, listen, it's not the point. The point wasn't the taste. For him, it was not about the flavor. It was more about the rush, the sensation, something like I'd never experienced before, he says. It was keeping me constantly on a high, aroused mood. So this man would get aroused.
And did he say all this on a podcast and say, I no longer feel any of these things?
Yeah.
Or did he just say nothing about the current status of
Right.
his arousal?
He said, he made it clear that the murder was just a means to an end. The real goal was to get more meat to satisfy his craving, not for the taste, but for the psychological high, the act.
And the follow-up about the craving revealed what? Is he still... do we got this guy walking around?
Yes. Well, he's not walking around here. He's
I'm
in-
not going to France if
in
this
France.
guy's just walking around eating people.
He's walking around. What's the guy's name?
Nico
Nico
Klaus.
Claw.
Claw.
C-
Common spelling.
C-L-A-U-X.
Or Clocks if you're in Arnold.
Nico
Shout out
Claw.
to Arnold.
How did he get a job after that?
I don't know. I guess you get paid for interviews. Maybe. I don't know. You go on the old interview circuit. Maybe write a book. I don't know. Cookbook.
Open a restaurant.
Does he have to register anywhere he goes? As
This
the-
man, it doesn't matter if this man's out. He's out. Now, there's another story. Now, what inspired this guy was a guy named Issei Sagawa. Okay. He was a Japanese guy who became famous around the world after murdering and cannibalizing a Dutch student, also in Paris in 1981. And his case was notorious not just for the horrific nature of his crime, but also for the legal loophole that allowed him to eventually walk free.
Right.
He even became a minor celebrity and profited from his notoriety. So he was born in Kobe, Japan, to a very wealthy and influential family. He was, from a young age, developing these disturbing obsessions. He was fascinated by Western women, particularly tall, blonde women, whom he saw as symbols of health and vitality. qualities he felt that he lacked. So this fascination with these Western women, these tall blonde women, turned into a dark desire to consume them, to eat them, believing it would allow him to absorb their strength and their beauty.
I hate to interrupt this particular story with, do you guys smell the McRib right now?
No, that's bacon.
Somebody's cooking bacon.
Oh,
That's
God.
just
It
bacon.
smells like food, and you're describing humans eating humans, and it is really messing with my
It was
brain,
hitting me
dude.
too, man.
Oh, my God.
Afton from the Courtney Show just heated up her turkey bacon.
What are
It's
you
always
doing?
in the
I'm
7
talking
o'clock
about
hour.
eating people, and the smell of bacon is in this room right now.
It's so
We need to
thick,
have a
my
conversation with
eyes
her
are
after the
stinging.
show.
Oh, my
It's-
gosh.
I know. I didn't want to.
I'm just glad to
It
hear
was
that
a
I'm not a
mind
crazy
F, too.
person.
No, I know.
I was like, something's
Did you
wrong
think
with
you were crazy? Like,
I
I'm
just
considering eating somebody.
I needed to shake that off, and I appreciate that you guys confirmed that I was
I
smelling.
just asked ChatGPT which one of you guys I should eat after the show.
What did it say?
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry,
what
King.
did it say?
So he attended this university in Tokyo, where he earned a degree in English literature. Despite his academic pursuits, his violent fantasies persisted. In 1972, he attempted to attack a German woman in Japan, but was stopped by her screams. His father intervened, settling the matter financially and ensuring that his son faced no legal consequences. So in 1977, he moved to Paris to pursue a doctorate in literature. It was there he met a woman named Renee, a 25-year-old Dutch student that was in his class. In 1981, he invited her to his apartment under the pretense of discussing German poetry for a class. As she sat with her back to him, reading a poem, he shot her on the neck with a .22 caliber rifle.
Oh, my God.
Over the next 2 days, he acted on his long-held fantasies. He engaged in necrophilia and began to systematically dismember her and cannibalize the body, documenting his experience in detail. He described the taste of her flesh in his journals and even took photographs of the process. He was found out when he attempted to dispose of the remaining body parts. He packed them into 2 big suitcases and tried to dump them in a park in Paris. And he was spotted by people who were like, hey, is that blood leaking from your suitcase?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
This is red dye number 9. Mind your business.
They called the police. He was caught, confessed in detail. His crime was so shocking that it presented a pretty big challenge for the French legal system. After extensive psychiatric evaluations, French judges declared him legally insane and therefore unfit to stand trial, and he was committed to a mental institution in France. In 1984, after his wealthy dad used his influence, the French government agreed to deport him back to Japan, where he was immediately committed to a psychiatric facility in Tokyo. However, Japanese psychiatrists examined him and found him, he's fine, he's sane. He's evil, but not legally insane. You are free to go. This created a loophole, a legal loophole. The charges against him in France had been dismissed because the French authorities refused to release the crucial case files to the Japanese prosecutor's office, arguing the case is closed, no legal basis to hold him or retry him in Japan. In 1986, he checked himself out of the hospital, a completely free man.
Wow. Ooh. And?
Instead of living a quiet life of shame, he capitalized on being the cannibal. He became a celebrity, a phenomenon that shocked the rest of the world. He wrote books, including a detailed memoir of his crime titled In the Fog. He appeared in documentaries, gave interviews, wrote a restaurant column for a Japanese magazine.
Oh, of all things.
Even starred in a porno, a Japanese porno.
I can see that, but something related to food, sir, over the line.
Never expressed remorse for the murder. Openly lived in Tokyo for decades. He died of pneumonia back in 2022 at the age of 73.
I'd say that's karma.
What?
I don't know.
Karma's falling into a lion's den and being ripped apart.
He lived to 73.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear the age. Never mind. I retract my statement.
73. Yeah.
Why do people live to be that old when they're this wrong for the world?
Man.
So that's the story of the cannibal of Japan. And guys, the
That's wild.
McRib is back. So There we go. Okay, let's do some news.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
All right, this is a really important message for anybody living in St. Louis County. There is a federal program that's offering payouts of $25,000 to $50,000 to people who are harmed by, the radioactive waste. But this is the shocking part. Almost no one is applying for this money.
Well, because is it one of those like, here's 50 grand and you got to sign this thing that says you'll never sue us or whatever.
Well,
happens.
okay, so here's the story. So back in July, the federal government expanded a program called the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. It was created to compensate families who got sick or had loved ones die from radiation exposure linked to the U.S. nuclear waste program or the nuclear weapons program.
So you all did something that killed Pawpaw and you want to give me 25 grand and call it even?
Oh, sorry, that was the cannibal. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, he's back.
He's back.
He's back from the dead.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'd be pretty insulted.
So this expansion specifically included residents in St. Louis County who were exposed to radioactive waste connected to the Coldwater Creek, which we all know about. The infamous creek. Okay, so it was a huge victory for local families, but here's the problem. Out of an estimated 300,000 eligible people, only about 2,000 have even applied. That's less than 1%. So the advocates who fought for this say it comes down to one thing, a deep distrust of the government. So the co-founder of the advocacy group, member Just Moms STL, they're the ones that did that documentary.
Yeah, right.
They have really been fighting for people to get compensated. So the co-founder says, she says, I get a lot of emails from people who say, my brother doesn't think this is real. He thinks it's a scam.
Oh.
Many people are hesitant to send in their personal documents because they simply don't trust the process.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wonder if they can clarify. Is it signing away any sort of
liability?
I don't believe so. The team at Just Moms STL wants to make it crystal clear. The program is real. People are actually getting paid. They've already helped about 50 local people get their money, either $25,000 or $50,000, directly deposited into their bank accounts after about 6 weeks.
That should be the tip of the iceberg, though, and as long as it doesn't prevent you from participating in any sort of accountability in the future, I can see where that would be helpful. Because remember, a lot of the issue in that thing that they presented, whether it was that YouTube show or Hulu or whatever the heck it was on, was that these people are stuck in these homes. They can't sell the homes.
Right.
So nobody's going to buy these freaking houses because they're in this
Well, I know when Rafe was
area.
looking for homes, you'd be looking at proximity to where.
Yeah. Well, I found one. I found like a mid-century modern that was a beautiful home, and it was safe. But when I got on the Army Corps of Engineers to look at the Coldwater, because it was right at the cusp of like south of Overland, at the cusp of the Coldwater Creek area. And when I saw, they had like a cancer map with red dots of like reported cases of cancer per capita, and it was so north, like up where the Coldwater Creek ran into the Missouri River through Hazelwood and stuff. It was crazy. The amount, like the density of red dots in this area that lived along the creek. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then that made me, then you sent me the documentary, and I was like, well.
Yeah, it's called Atomic Homefront.
That house,
Yeah,
the house that I was looking at was like safe, but it was still close enough to the border of it that it scared me off.
And listen,
so I can't imagine trying to sell a house right in the middle of it.
That's what I mean. So the 50 grand it's the tip of the iceberg, even just to try to.
But and you're not signing away anything.
Okay,
you are not.
And if that's the case and it can be proven, these people need to get on it.
You are not signing away anything. And it's a real program, and I think everybody should watch this. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Atomic Homefront.
When it came out.
Because it's local.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Also watch Aaron Brockovich to see how things get handled in this type of situation. It's based on a true story as well.
I can see why people are being, the fact that it's direct deposit, which means you have to give your routing number and all that stuff. I could see where an older person would be like,
Yeah, there's a bunch of people texting in and hitting us up on the feedback. They're like, it's real. Deposits are being made.
I believe it, but I see why. If they're not cutting checks,
do too.
It'd be a lot easier to be like, we'll cut you a check and mail it to you. A little easier to get someone's address and name than it is to just be like, hey, hand over your routing information.
VJ, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So your mom was an advocate for this, right?
Yes. My mom passed away in 2014 from a rare cancer. And so we have been trying to look into getting compensation, but there is a ton of red tape you guys wouldn't even believe.
So what do you got to do? Somebody says it's a 25-page application.
Yes, it is long, man. For a while, it wasn't posted, and then they posted how to get the compensation, and then there's a list of things you got to get. Like if you're not next of kin, you have to get lawyers involved. You have to get a whole bunch of things lined up, and if it's not the right paperwork, they're not going to accept it. I think people are.
But it's real, though.
Yes, very real, very, very real. It's all legitimate.
And it doesn't, as far as, prevent any sort of future accountability or you being a part of that if there is some sort of settlement or payout or something like that that resolves the matter fully?
Yes. As far as I know, if you get all your paperwork in, you have all legitimate cases and you've got everything lined up and ducks in a row, you'll get compensation. But the hardest challenge, I think people are, because I'm part of this Facebook group that they created, and there's thousands of people in this thing, and people are just constantly asking, "Oh, I don't have this. I don't have this. Is this accepted? Is this case accepted?" That sort of thing. So I think people are just going through the process and trying to figure out, get all those ducks in a row, like I said, because if you don't have them, they're not going to accept it.
Right. So, hey, thank you, VJ. Appreciate
man.
it. So,
sorry to hear about your mama.
So an estimated 300,000 people are eligible. And the program is for people who lived, worked, or went to school in specific zip codes for at least 2 years between 1949 and today and developed certain diseases as a result of radiation exposure. So the deadline to apply isn't for a while, December 21st, 2027. So you've got a little while, but I don't think you should wait on this thing. You can apply online through the Department of Justice RECA website and the St. Louis County Libraries, who have a recorded session with information to help you through the process.
Oh, that's nice.
So the bottom line is, this is real money set aside for real families who have suffered. Share the information. Don't let skepticism stop you or your loved ones from getting the money. Get that money you deserve. Mm-hmm. Get that money. And listen, it may be a pretty big application process, but hell,
could be worth it.
Could be worth it. Man, do you see the news coming out of the Grand Canyon last week?
Oh yeah, you talking about the older fella?
Yeah, fell.
Oh yes,
fell
I did see this. Ugh.
This is last Thursday. 65-year-old guy slipped and fell to his death at the Grand Canyon.
130 feet or something crazy.
130 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, according to a statement from the county sheriff's office over there, this happened around 2:00 Thursday at a location known as Guano Point.
So he slipped on poo.
I don't know. The guy reportedly slipped and fell over the edge, dropping about 130 feet.
I tell you what, man.
Into the canyon.
So, I go to Missouri State Parks and have been in Southern Illinois all my life. And, you play around at Elephant Rocks, you're jumping around at Silver Mines, you're doing all this kind of stuff, and Johnson Chudden's playing in the water. There's some weird confidence about being in a park and playing in a park. Even if it's a state park or national forest or whatever, you go out there as a tourist to Grand Canyon and you hear park and you're at the southern rim and you get at the gift shop and all that kind of stuff, and then you start going on a hike, you start playing around, and forget that this ain't a park, man. This is, I'm jumping over these little gaps in the rocks that if I slip and fall in, I'm going 300 feet down before there's another rock.
Right.
And I think, dude, I saw a lot of people doing weird, crazy things for the fun pictures and all that kind of stuff that made me so freaking nervous the last time I was there. And to be fully honest, if I had gone when I was 20, I'd have been jumping all over the place.
Well,
treating it like it was Elephant Rocks.
So this guy fell 130 feet into the canyon. A specialized search and rescue team was called in because they had to get the body out of there, and it's not easy.
Yeah, it happens a lot. When the band toured through there, a Greek fire cut through there, and we decided to go on a hike. This was in January, and there was snow anywhere that there was shade in the canyon. And dude, it's so slick.
Yeah.
And there's even parts of the trail that you just if you're on the trail, totally fine. But if you step on ice and you just happen to go a foot or two to the left, you're sliding forever. You're dead. Like, it is so risky.
Well, they say rescuers located the guy on what they call a scree pile, which is a steep slope of loose, broken rocks at the base of the cliff. So they had to set up like ropes and pulleys to lower themselves down and then bring the guy's body up.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle, they're up in age now, but they were out there with his brother and wife, and they were getting pictures, and his brother's wife slipped and grabbed my aunt, and they both fell off the first ledge but landed on a second one, and she broke her ankle.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness.
But they were like inches from chaos.
Going the rest of the
Yeah.
way. Have you ever been there?
No, it's a spot I do.
Beautiful.
It's so cool.
So that was
It's a must.
tragedy at the Grand Canyon. Hey, back to real quick to the payouts, and a lot of people are letting us know this. Dude, this is it as far as payouts go. Like there's
nothing else.
There's nothing else on the horizon. Like when you say, will this affect future? This seems to be. This is the future. The future is now.
I was also thinking
they've had to fight just for
It's a
this.
take it or leave it.
Well, I was also thinking about, this was like 1949, right? This was like the peak of atomic energy. Like, people are running out of time, right? I mean, I bet a lot of these people are already passed away. You're probably paying.
Well, it said $50,000 for survivors and $25,000 if you had a loved one die.
Right. But I mean, it's 2025, so this case is from all the way back in 49.
Yeah.
So that's 75 years.
Yeah.
So people's kids are probably getting.
Just do the paperwork.
I mean, how many generations can you go?
Probably just the next.
I would think it's probably like direct descendants, right?
Like you had to know that person.
I don't know about answer on because I don't know. I don't know. But again, libraries have resources for this. So this is a story out of Florida, of course. Florida guy with the last name Pancake has been arrested for battering his elderly father. So according to cops, the incident happened last Tuesday evening during a family dispute at the home in Palm City. Investigators say 38-year-old Eric Thomas Pancake attacked his 72-year-old dad, leaving the guy with severe bruises and swelling to his eyes and face. When officers got to the scene, they noted that Eric Pancake appeared intoxicated and belligerent. And when they tried to question him about what happened, he reportedly told them he pleads the fifth before turning around and putting his hands behind his back to be arrested. Pancake, charged with felony battery on a person over the age of 65, booked into the Martin County Jail and released the following day after posting a $5,000 bond. All right, here's a story that's both terrifying and a pretty stark reminder about how a so-called prank could go horribly wrong. So a guy named J.D. Shellhammer was driving down the highway in Pennsylvania when something came out of nowhere, shattering his windshield and hitting him square in the face. He was completely blindsided, and in that chaotic moment, he thought he was shot. He thought somebody shot him.
Wow.
It wasn't a bullet. It was a frozen water balloon. Police think somebody threw it from an overpass above Interstate 476. And despite being seriously injured and bleeding, this guy somehow managed to keep control of the car, pull over to the side of the road, avoiding a much bigger accident. The impact left him with multiple facial fractures, a severe eye injury that required surgery.
Ooh.
Golly.
Guy's lucky to be alive. And as you can imagine, Pennsylvania State Police are taking this very seriously. They're investigating it as an aggravated assault, asking for the public's help. They're hoping somebody might have seen something suspicious on the overpass where they believe the balloon was thrown from. Just another thing. And here's another thing.
We got to be worried about. Yeah, it's just like the rock throwing off of the overpass a couple weeks ago we were talking about. I mean, this could also be deadly. Mm-hmm. This is a rock, essentially.
See the picture?
Yeah.
Brutal.
This guy got messed up. This guy says he's just grateful he didn't swerve and cause a pileup, and he wants the person responsible to be found so they don't hurt anybody else.
What do you think his punishment should be when he's caught?
Death.
Oh.
What?
I thought we chucked frozen water balloons at him.
Yeah, get the kids.
Death by snowball.
Speaking of cars, Honda has recalled more than 406,000 cars because of a defect that could cause wheels to come off while driving.
Great.
What is that?
Damn.
Not screwing on the lug nuts?
This is 2016 to 2021 Honda Civics with 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels. These are the only models affected by the recall. So 2016 to 2021 Honda Civics with 18-inch aluminum alloy wheels. Dealerships will inspect your car for free. They'll replace hubs or rims as necessary at no cost, of course. But you can call Honda's customer service line with any questions or concerns.
Perfect. Lots of recalls on cars lately. Like I've been noticing. Like Ford had a couple of recalls in the last month.
This is her friggin' wheels falling off.
I can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I can't either, to be honest.
Is it a good thing because they're being held to higher standards, and therefore they're doing this thing to make sure the prevention is happening?
Usually
so
a
gas
couple
tanks
people
are
have to
blowing up?
die before.
That's what I'm saying. Remember back
usually
in
a
the
couple
day,
people have to die before they start recalling things.
well, you would
which
this
sucks.
is how I feel like it used to happen. In the 90s, you'd have a 20/20 episode or a 60 Minutes episode where a gas tank got nicked and blew up and somebody's kid died. And then after the 20/20 aired, then you would hear about a recall from whatever truck it was or whatever the heck it is. Now we hear about it before we hear about wheels flying off of Civics. So I don't know if this is this a sign of good things?
It could be good because, a lot of times in the past, these car companies have buried this. Mm-hmm. And it would cause the, 2020s to do a story to really bring this thing to light, and then the recall happens.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a little more transparency now. And
there used to have to be, wasn't that the premise of his job in Fight Club? Wasn't he like what's that called when you're an insurance
a
person?
risk investigator.
Risk
Adjuster.
assessment.
Adjuster.
Yeah, it has a name.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Adjuster.
Edward Norton's.
Yeah, what's that
It
called?
wasn't an adjuster, it was a risk assessment.
Yeah, but it has a specific, it has a cool name. It's like a Latin term. I can't remember what it's
He
called.
wasn't a guy that went to crash scenes. He was the guy that did the data, that collected the data from.
But they were basically like, for a long time, it was like that, where it was like, is the amount we'll pay out in wrongful death lawsuits less than the cost of a recall?
Yes.
And they would.
That was his job.
And if it was, then they would just pay out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and it was like that for a long time.
Yeah.
It may still be like that for all I know.
I'm sure.
I'm hoping it's more transparent.
I'm sure there's elements of that.
Did you remember? Well, I remember when the accelerators were getting. I can't remember. I think it was Toyota.
Yeah,
Accelerators were getting stuck.
You're talking about the 90s? Or no,
There was like a
80s.
911 call. There was like a 911 call that leaked, and that's what made him do the recall, because it was like a guy and his family, and he couldn't get the car to stop.
That's right.
And he was like calling. He was like on the interstate, like dodging cars, and eventually they crashed.
And
died.
on the phone saying, like, the accelerator's stuck, I can't do nothing.
Which, granted, I don't know why he didn't just throw it in, just drop
Neutral?
the transmission, man. Throw it in neutral, throw it in park, and just take the L. But
Yeah.
There's been a ton. Like I'm looking at it, like over 1 million vehicles.
actuary, is that what it's called?
An actuary.
I don't know.
A recall
Is that what they do?
coordinator?
Like everything from Tesla to Honda, Kia, Jeep, Mazda, BMW, Ford, Lincoln, Subaru. Like I mean, every one of these damn models is.
There's been airbag.
brands.
It depends on what it is, to how dangerous.
All right, here's the story. So the issue of and this was
Actuary, that's got to be. Actuaries play a key role in strategic planning for industries like insurance.
August 28th, 2009. An off-duty California Highway Patrol officer, Mark Saylor, was driving a 2009 Lexus ES350, a loaner from a dealership. He was with his wife, his daughter, and brother-in-law near San Diego. A frantic 911 call was made from the car. The brother-in-law, Chris, told the dispatcher, "We're in a Lexus, our accelerator's stuck, we're in trouble, there's no brakes, we're approaching the intersection." The call captured the terrifying final moments of the family's life as the car reached over 120 miles an hour before crashing and killing all four occupants.
Yep.
Alexis?
Alexis. The investigation into the crash revealed a crucial piece of evidence. The car was fitted with a thick, all-weather rubber floor mat designed for an SUV, not for the Lexus.
Oh, so it wasn't even stuck. It was just on the mat.
This incorrectly sized mat had trapped the accelerator pedal, holding it to the floor.
Oh, my gosh. So it wasn't even the car.
Yeah.
It wasn't the pedal. It wasn't the mechanics.
Whoa.
Oh, man. That's... I don't know why that's worse. That's worse.
Because it was...
Because you could have reached down and
pulled
pulled it up. Oh, God.
So this was the issue identified in the crash. In some Toyota and Lexus models, if the floor mat was unsecured or improperly sized, it could slide forward and trap the accelerator pedal in a depressed position.
Yo, this is what my kids are. They're driving now. And one of the things I keep telling them is like, hey man, don't have loose water bottles around. I don't care if you even have it in the back seat.
Yeah.
If it rolls up and rolls under your seat and goes underneath that brake
I've had it
pedal,
happen.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it's like, I swear, if you have a water bottle loose in your car, it will find its way under your brake pedal.
Yeah, I've had stuff fall off the console down there.
Oh yeah, Stanley cups. Well, water,
I haven't had it. I haven't gotten it under my brake pedal, but I've it's gone into the driver's side.
Been by your feet
and been kicking around there.
By the way, BMW has a big recall. They said to bring it in so they can remove the douchebags.
Ah, so funny.
Why?
Wow.
Shots fired, dude.
That's fine.
Shots fired, boys.
That's me killing Scott.
What?
You're just jealous.
So in late 2009, Toyota issued its first massive recall of 3.8 million cars to address the issue. And the fix involved redesigning the pedals, replacing floor mats, and in some cases, reconfiguring the floor surface to prevent that from ever happening again.
Wow. Even though it wasn't even a mat that was put in there by Toyota. It was a Lexus, or it was an SUV thing put into a Lexus.
Gosh.
Yeah, but I think there were some mats.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
must have
certain
been.
Toyota models that were, because it wasn't just an isolated incident. It had happened in a couple other cars.
This was the thing that got it in the news.
This was the thing that got it on the news. Yeah.
Or they overcorrected like Tylenol did. Remember that? Tylenol did the right thing and overcorrected when people were.
Well, that was a Tylenol poisoner.
Yeah, it was a poisoner who never got caught, and it only killed I'm not saying only, but you know.
8 people, I think 8 people got killed.
Right, but it's under a dozen. And Tylenol said, "Oh my gosh, how do we fix this?" And they made the seal and the tamper-proof thing. I mean, they went all out and overcorrected, and it's been a net good. Not a net good. Obviously, people pass away. It's the worst thing ever.
But their lives. They think of all the lives they've saved.
Exactly, kids especially.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's your news. All good news today, guys. Good stuff.
Yay.
All right, thank you.
The McRib is back.
The McRib is back, guys. Okay,
Get it with cheese.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. You know what? Let's do this first. We got to do the phrase that pays. The phrase that pays every hour from 9 to 5. Our show, Donnie's show, Woody's show. We will drop a keyword, 9 code words total per day. It's going to form one mystery phrase created by a member of this here radio program. Phrase that pays, 2 cash giveaway games in one. Catch a couple of the code words during the day. Enter each one on the Point mobile app or at 1057thepoint.com for your shot at a $1,000 weekly grand prize. Each hour is a new chance to get entered to win up to 9 times a day. But if you play along all day and you collect all 9 keywords, if you got them from yesterday, call right now. 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833.
The phrase that pays.
The phrase that pays.
More money. More money.
Searching for the phrase that pays.
It's time to tell us the Rizz Show's phrase that pays.
All right, so yesterday was a Rafe phrase. So if you got all 9 words, first one through that could give me all words, you get $250. All right, let's go to John. Hello, John.
Hey, how are you, gang?
All right, John, you have all 9 keywords?
I really wish it would have been a different phrase.
Let's go.
All right. It is, I want to landscape a very hairy person tonight.
There it is.
Way to go.
I want to landscape a very hairy person tonight. Congratulations, John.
Thank you for saying it out loud, John.
You are now $250 richer.
Hope you find
Way
what
to
you're
go,
looking
Rafe.
for.
I do hope you find your person tonight.
Well, I got my eye on a really special somebody right now.
Nice. Why are you looking at me?
I don't know.
Today is a Lern phrase that pays.
Ah, yes.
So
It's a very good one.
We'll drop the first keyword at 9 o'clock and make sure you collect all 9 for your shot at winning $250 tomorrow. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and let's do just the 2 of us. We're going to play just the 2 of us. We'll lighten the load here, give away some stuff. We've got Avatar tickets. We've got Blue October tickets. We got tickets to go see Marlon Wayans. We got 3 days Grace tickets. Scott, Scott's not paying attention. He's on the phone.
He's always on the phone.
He's always on the phone.
Tell him to stop calling those 900 numbers. We're going to get in trouble,
He
man.
doesn't want Allison to know that he calls him, so he calls him at
He
work.
just likes to check in at least once every half hour.
Pick up the phone.
Scott!
You accepted Jesus Christ into your heart.
They're nice to everyone when they
Scott.
call. When you call, they're not. It's
I
not
have to
special.
ask you a question.
That's their job.
Scott, put the guy on hold.
They're being nice to you because you're paying them.
He's there.
Pick up the phone, Scott. Get on the mic.
You said pick up the phone, and he showed you the
Get
phone.
on the mic.
Hey, you did-
What do you? I'm going
Hi.
to throw this thing. Can I throw this out?
The phone?
Yeah. No, what do you want?
You have car. We're out of Cardinal tickets, right?
Yeah, we had one. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's on the list.
Oh well,
Sorry about
That's
that.
all I wanted to know.
he just wanted to insult you live on the air.
Now we don't have
thank
time
you
to
for
play
your-
No,
Give me
I
back
want
to
to
the
make sure.
BMW
I want to make sure that people know.
You kind of asked him after the break.
No.
Pick up the phone.
Why don't you pick
I
up
mean,
the phone?
I mean,
Why don't you
get
all
on the mic.
shut your faces, all right? 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. We'll give away stuff next.
Who's going to pick Cardinal tickets?
Scott, go move Rizz's car.
You guys take the rest of the day off. Thank you.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yes.
That's great.
Is National Happy Hour Day. So go celebrate a happy hour somewhere.
Or does it mean that? Or does it mean that every place that has a happy hour now has to have that
I don't
happy
know.
hour for the whole day?
Listen, are you as you're making plans, for this evening's activities, go hit up a happy hour. Rafe, as a former bartender, what are your thoughts on happy hour? Are the tips good since the drinks are cheaper? Or
It's a crapshoot. You get a lot of people in there on a budge. I was in a college town too, but we would do happy hour every day, like I think it was like 2 to 6. And it would get people in there during a dead time. So it's a win-win for everybody. Because it's like that's a pretty slow bar time, like 2 to 6. So you get people coming in. We get like college kids. I think we used to do like a pick 3 basket for like $5. We got 3
I like it good.
appetizers. They'd come in and they'd hook it up.
you wander into a place and you got some happy hour deals.
It's
Every
nice
once
to
in a
save
while,
money.
all right, half-price appetizers, great.
I will tell you this, though. We had a 25-cent Taco Wednesday, and that was hell. Because that was
A free for all.
a free-for-all, and they were pretty good. It was a 25-cent tacos, and people would come in and order, and you'd get college people scraping change together, and it'd be like, which is great. Then you had to,
I ain't
I
getting
get
a
it.
tip here.
Yeah, and they'd be like, 12 25-cent taco, and they were just, we were churning, it was so busy, we were churning them out so quick.
Well, and if you're a server and then you see somebody on the bar top taking pennies out and sliding them across with one finger, you go, damn it, man, I ain't getting.
Well, also, you just knew we were putting out hundreds and hundreds of tacos. I mean, it was just like it was crazy because it's a good deal. They were good tacos.
Well,
Sounds
But it's like you got to think about this. If everyone's in your restaurant is eating 25-cent tacos, their bills are all going to be like $3.
right. Oh, 20%
And you're
on
full,
$3.
and you're still getting your ass handed to you as a server because you have to, and people are wanting them and they're coming out super fast.
Right.
And they're drinking, but it's like you just knew the ticket prices were going to be like, even if they tip 20%, the ticket's like $6.
I was gonna say you're not happy with your 18%.
We had
of
dollar
350?
stags too, so it'd be like college kids getting 25-cent tacos and dollar stags.
Oh, boy.
Nice. Recipe for disaster and no tips. So believe it or not, the very first happy hour had nothing to do with cheap margaritas. The phrase dates all the way back to around 1914 in the U.S. Navy. To break the boredom and monotony of life at sea, sailors would hold weekly happy hours. And these were scheduled periods of entertainment designed to boost morale. Instead of drink specials, they featured things like boxing matches, movies, dancing. It was literally an hour dedicated to making sailors happy. But the idea of happy hours we know it today, centered around drinks, really took shape during Prohibition in the 1920s when alcohol was illegal. People who wanted to have a drink before heading home for dinner would gather at secret speakeasies or private residences. And this pre-dinner cocktail hour became a popular social ritual, laying the groundwork for the modern after-work wind-down. Fast forward, to today, happy hour, between usually 4 and 7. when you can snag, great deals on drinks and food. And it's not just for bars anymore. The concept has become popular. You could find it at fast food places like, Sonic will have a happy hour special, or even like Taco Bell will do happy hour specials.
I did not know that.
So there you go. Happy National Happy Hour Day.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to play Just the Two of Us, and today's contest is sponsored by
CarStar, your auto body repair experts, locally owned with nationwide guarantees. See carstar.com for a location near you.
All right, we'll get you on the phone. You pick two members of the Rizz Show. Rafe will ask 5 questions. We'll write our answers down. If we match 3 of our 5 answers, you win your choice of prizes. Avatar tickets, Blue October tickets, Marlon Wayne's tickets, or 3 Days Grace tickets. Should we get all 5, we'll have a patient 0. So patient 0 will win if we get all 5 matched or if we get none matched. Okay, so we'll have our patient 0 just sitting on the phone. Pick number 1 through 6.
Number 1.
All right, number 1, Eric in St. Louis is our patient 0. All right, let's go to Chad. Hello, Chad.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, Chad, pick 2 people, and we'll do the Just the Two of Us.
Let's try Lern and Moon.
Lern and Moon
Okay.
are first up for Just the Two of Us.
Chad.
All right, Chad, hang on a second. Rafe, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You guys got your pens and papers?
Absolutely.
All right, let's play Just the Two of Us.
All right, Lern and Moon. Give me a slang word for being tired. Number 2, name a fall color.
Well, these are great. These are good.
He's loving it.
Something scary that starts with an F. Fruit or vegetable that comes in different colors. A fruit or vegetable that comes in different colors.
Okay.
And finally, a breed of cat. A breed of cat.
Are you guys ready? You need to go back?
Yeah, give me 3 again, please.
Something scary that starts with an F.
Still going?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
need help?
It's easy.
I have an answer.
yeah, give me help. What would you? I can't think of it.
What would you do?
That's what I.
Oh,
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
okay. Yeah, I mean, that's better than no answer.
Right, I guess
That's
so.
true.
Yeah, perhaps so.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, let's get the answers. Playing for Chad. Let's see if you can match 3 of 5.
All right, I'll count it down. A slang word for being tired in 3, 2, 1.
Pooped.
Oh, yes.
Poop.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well done, dude.
Very cool.
I had exhausted.
That's
You're a
not a slang word.
nerd.
It's not
Poop.
really
Oh, slang word.
It's really slang, but
Pooped.
I didn't think pooped was going to be. I definitely didn't think pooped was going to be a match. but yeah.
Outstanding
I
work.
couldn't think of anything except for that.
Right
and I was
here.
like, maybe she's thinking
Good.
goofy.
You had
got
poop
it?
too?
Oh, yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, dude.
In sync, the
All
band.
right, next.
All right, name a fall color in 3, 2, 1.
Orange.
All right, you guys are
That was a gimme.
doing good here.
Exciting.
Feeling
One was a
good.
gimme.
Oh,
Some
it could be brown.
This is not going to
Yeah,
be a
but I
I
win.
feel like
John.
orange is the number 1
Hey, dude,
answer
you
by
don't
a long
know.
shot.
I
Would have
took
accepted
Rizz's
yellow
thing
or
here.
brown. Something scary that starts with an F in 3, 2, 1.
Fart.
Falling.
For me, it's a fart because I don't fart in front of people.
I thought you guys were going to say falling.
Falling, right? You got
Yes,
falling?
because it's
Because we
liquid.
just said fall,
Liquid shadow.
falling.
It
That's
is.
what I was.
The guy fell in the Grand Canyon.
Ah, the Scots think
That
alike.
is, hey, that's fine. That's good. We're still up 2.
Rafe,
Yeah, we got it.
what would you have
It'll be
said?
fine.
Would have accepted Fang, Frankenstein, or that's pretty much it.
Fallopian tubes.
Yes, very scary.
Terrifying.
Okay.
Fruit or vegetable that comes in different colors in 3, 2, 1.
Peppers.
I thought peppers, but I thought
Dang it.
he said fruit. Maybe you thought
man.
apples first.
Peppers,
peppers.
pumpkins,
Well, darn.
apples. Top 3 answers. Peppers,
Oh, man, it
pumpkins, and
comes down to
apples.
this.
I am upset. I went from so happy to upset.
You guys started out
I'll be honest,
so-
dude.
There's an obvious one.
Can't
here.
believe Slang word for being tired.
Hold up. Hang on.
There's an obvious one here.
No,
I know,
no.
but okay.
Just-
Oh no.
You already
Don't be changing
I did write
stuff.
an
Change
answer
anything.
down.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do what you. No.
A breed
No.
of cat in 3, 2, 1.
Maine
Tabby.
Coon. God,
Gosh, mother
I was talking
F.
about the
I
giant
wrote
one.
Tabby down.
Put
Tabby.
cheetah.
I thought you were going to think orange cat.
I know. But I
Tabby.
thought you were gonna. I thought we were gonna. You know, we always talk about how we both want a Maine
Calico.
Coon someday.
I know.
Siamese.
Sphinx,
Sorry,
is that a
Chad.
cat?
Yeah, that's a
Sphinx is the
cat.
hairless cat.
Sphinx or Sphinx?
Sphinx.
Sphinx.
Sphinx is a boxer.
That's a
Sphinx.
Leon.
Michael Sphinx.
Oh, I
Leon
thought it
Sphinx.
was.
Man, started strong.
Michael's the one that was knocked out in
and
90 seconds by Tyson.
Was
missed
it?
out.
Blew
I'm
it.
surprised. I
It was-
thought
it was two Sphinx.
I
Yeah,
thought breed of
Michael.
cat was going to be the dunk.
Sorry, Chad.
Sorry, Chad.
Matt, hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hello.
All right, Matt, pick two people.
Let me go Rizz and Moon.
Rizz and Moon.
Rizz and Moon.
Lock it up there, bud.
We are locked in and ready to go. Here we go.
All right, boys. Besides 1, give me an odd single-digit number. Name the best month to get a divorce.
Okay.
All right, number 3.
Wait. What a weird question.
Yeah.
There's an answer.
Is there?
Name an item on a charcuterie board. Oddly enough, we talked about this today, and I made these last night. Item on a charcuterie board.
Okay.
A body part that comes in a pair. A body part that comes in a pair. Last name of a famous Kevin. Final one. Last name of a famous Kevin.
Okay.
Okay.
And he repeats.
I mean, that last one's a gimme. All the other ones
Is
are
it?
kind of up.
Are they?
Yeah, bro.
There's about 3.
Is it?
I can name 3 off top of my head.
I thought there would be for you.
There's
and
a
me.
lot more Kevins than you think, player.
There's a lot of Kevins.
Oh, yeah. Ready?
Okay, yeah, here we go.
All right, Lern, would you mind counting it down?
I
But
would
there's
mind,
one-
but I'll do it.
There's
I'll
one
do it.
Kevin who
No, I'm
rules them all.
Okay, let's go.
Gentlemen, besides 1, name an odd single-digit number.
3, 2, 1.
3.
Good job.
3.
3 was the correct answer. Would have accepted also 5, 7, or 9.
I didn't know there would be maths today.
Gentlemen, name me the best month to get a divorce.
3, 2, 1.
December.
September.
Oh, I thought Christmas,
January.
December.
I put
is gonna free up some
November.
plans.
July.
Save some money.
November, so you don't have to go through the holidays with.
Well, that's why I said
the fam.
September.
No, you got to do July so you can go on vacation and
January, because you don't have
fresh
to
start.
explain to the family during the holidays that you're getting divorced. You get a whole year.
I thought it
for
was
them
a
to
whole
get used to
gift
it.
giving thing. Like, let's do it in September.
Well, there's
I don't have to go through Thanksgiving with you.
Right.
By the time the paperwork goes through,
September.
January number 1
I
answer.
just picked a.
Okay, well, we're all very different.
Okay.
I
Fellas,
hope we get this because I went through 3 different thoughts.
name an item on a charcuterie board.
3, 2, 1.
cheese.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
The
buddy.
only.
The
answer.
only thought.
Cheese was the correct answer for some reason, and I can't explain it. All right, a body part
It's a dunk right here, brother.
that comes
Come on.
in a pair.
3, 2, 1.
Balls.
Legs,
What show are we on? Have you matured so much?
boobs,
I said arms.
balls,
I mean, there are many things we could have said here.
eyes, ears, legs.
Have you matured this much that we've gone
I
away
didn't think about balls.
from the
pair
ball
of balls.
talk?
He's not thinking about balls.
I wasn't thinking about balls currently.
I thought
okay.
you were always thinking about balls.
All right,
Now, I'm hoping with this last one.
for the win or the loss.
Wow.
Name,
Comes down to
last
this.
name of a famous Kevin.
3, 2, 1.
Costner. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank God. I thought you were going to go Federline. That's what I wrote
Federline?
down.
Many are the Kevins, but
Or
one rules them
McAllister.
all.
Would
That's
have
impressive, man.
accepted Hart, James, Federline, or
Klein.
the right answer, Costner.
Wow.
McAllister.
Klein, St.
That
Louis's
was,
own.
well, yeah, a fictional.
Kevin Farley, who we've had on the show
Matt,
multiple
congratulations,
times.
buddy.
Hey, thank you, boys.
All right, what do you want?
3 days grace,
3
please.
days grace.
Came down
with
to the
I
wire.
Prevail and the funeral portrait. Saturday night, November 7th, 2026 at Enterprise Center. Hang on one second. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10. Please hold.
Please hold.
That was.
There are a
that
lot of
was-
Kevins.
Sweated that one out.
Oh, there's a lot of Kevin.
All right, Jordan, hello.
Kevin Nash.
Happy birthday, Rizz. Good
Thanks,
morning,
buddy.
y'all.
Hey,
All right,
dude.
Pick two people.
Can I do Lern and Rafe?
Lern and Rafe.
Do us, Jordan. Let's go.
Let's
go. All right. First question. What's the best fall month? What's the best insect to find in your house?
What is it? Insect to
The
find?
best insect you can find inside your house.
Great.
Best insect?
The name of a show that aired on TGIF.
Okay.
Name of a show that aired back in the day on TGIF. For a country known for its food in Europe.
Okay.
That's going to toughen. And finally, a famous cartoon cat. A famous cartoon.
Okay.
Come at me, bruh. Here we go.
All right. Moon, you count it down, please.
Okay.
All right, let's see how we did. What is the best fall month?
3, 2, 1.
October.
Nice.
Off to a good start. We'll see if it takes a left turn here or we do okay.
Probably will.
Number 2, the best insect to find inside your house.
3, 2, 1.
Ladybug.
Oh, we're killing it. Put that. Don't buzz us. Don't you buzz us.
I
I wrote
Ladybug.
spider down, so I
You're
buzzed you.
evil.
Ladybug. Good answer. A show that aired back in the day on TGIF.
3, 2, 1.
Full House.
Oh, my goodness.
Winner.
I don't know why, but
All right,
I
hang
thought,
on before we go on.
I thought Step by Step or Dinosaur.
Was Family Matters a TGIF
Yes, it
show?
was.
It sure was, yeah.
Jordan,
A lot to
congratulations.
choose from. Yeah,
Thank
3
you.
for 3.
What do you want?
Blue October, please.
Blue October.
You're
It's a
going.
ho show. You're going. December 6th, Stiefel. Hang on one second. All right, let's continue on.
Okay.
Eric, patient zero, still's got a shot here.
Can we bring this home 5 for 5?
Let's
find out.
go.
Number 4, a country known for its food in Europe.
3, 2, 1.
Italy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I would have said
Oh, my God.
I knew your little Italian ass would say that. All
Here
right.
we go. Patient zero.
This is either
This
going to go our way or I'm going to be
This
upset.
is going to be...
A famous
could go Eric's
cartoon cat,
3, 2, 1.
Garfield.
She's stupid.
Felix.
Dude, we've had this before. Screw Garfield,
She
dude.
hates Oh, here's the thing. I know she hates Garfield, but we talked about Tabby's orange cats.
The most
And I was like,
famous
orange cats
cartoon
is in her
cat.
head right now.
Felix the cat,
Way cooler.
bar nut, is the best.
It may be the best, but
He's not
they're
the most
trying to
famous.
match answers.
He had a great little suitcase.
Felix.
Man,
Great name.
I was like, either.
Garfield.
I knew you hate Garfield, but I was like, you and Moon had the Tabby and the orange, and I was like, it's planted in your head right now.
You're not even in the game. You're upset.
Heathcliff,
I wanted Eric to win.
No.
also an acceptable answer. Tom,
Let's go to another
Or
Eric.
Mr. Jinxie.
Eric, hello.
oh,
What's up, guys?
4
Good
for
morning.
5, not bad. Though.
Hey.
That's good.
I know you hate Garfield. That's
Did I
on
hang
me.
up on Jordan accidentally? Did I hang up on Jordan accidentally?
Yeah, if you could just email kingscott at 1057.
Did you hang up on
Sorry, Jordan.
on purpose?
I thought he was on hold already. Sorry, Jordan. All right, Eric, pick two people.
Let's go with you, Rizz, and King Scott.
All right.
All right,
Scott, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Two Scots coming at you. Okay.
Double Scott. Double Scott.
Double dose of
treat.
Scott.
Double Scott. Double dose of Scotty. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready. Scotty's. Name something you might dip in ranch.
Okay.
Scotty's. Other than black, a color you might wear to a funeral.
Okay.
Scotty's. Name something you can pop.
Okay.
Name something you can pop. Scott squared. What's something that smells worse when it's wet? What's something that smells worse when you get it all wet?
Okay.
Gosh.
And finally, name a popular casino card game. Name a popular casino card game.
Do you think this is easy, Scott?
No. I'm just being enthusiastic.
All right.
All right.
Let's go. Playing for Eric.
I'll count it down.
Count it down.
We got you, Eric.
Lern's going to count it down. Dual Scots. Name something you might dip in ranch.
3, 2, 1.
Celery.
Pizza. Damn it. Damn it.
Wings, number one answer. And you guys did
Damn.
celery and pizza, which were the next two. 0 for 1.
Hey, that's
Patient
a-
0, you still have a chance here. Other than black Scott squared, name a color you wear to a funeral.
3, 2, 1.
Navy
Gray.
blue.
Whoops.
Gray, number one answer. Navy blue, secondary answer. You were
Okay.
both dancing around it. All right, 0 for 2.
We got the rest.
Scotties. Beam me up with this answer. Something you can pop.
3, 2, 1.
Balloon.
Okay.
Wow.
Eric loses.
Oh, man.
But the other
Eric's,
Eric,
bubble.
the other Eric is still eligible.
Eric. Scots, name something that smells worse when you get it all wet.
3, 2, 1.
Dog.
Socks.
I thought
Dog.
Dog, number one
Yeah.
answer.
Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Scotties for the
Can you pull
for
that audio,
patient
please?
0. For patient
Socks
0.
do smell awful when they're.
I just mean the audio of you going, okay, you're right.
All right. here
For the
we go.
win, for patient 0, a popular casino card game.
3, 2, 1.
Blackjack.
Poker.
Oh!
Patient
Nice.
0. Outstanding.
Wow.
Eric,
Well, I said we got you, Eric.
you win.
It was the other Eric.
You guys were so out of sync you couldn't even
Scots on
say it
that
at the
one?
same time.
Congratulations, buddy.
I'd like to thank the
Thank
Scots
you.
on that.
What do you want?
What are the choices again?
Oh, God. The
Oh,
other
wow.
Scott will tell you. I'm not
Okay,
going
whatever.
to that again. Come on, man.
This Scott doesn't repeat.
Come on. You had all this time to think about
He's like, I really
Hey.
wanted those Cardinals tickets.
Only stinky socks smell worse when they're wet.
Yeah, say fresh socks are fine.
If you got socks that ain't stinky, they're just wet socks.
All right, one more time. Bobby, pick two people.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey.
Let's go Moon and Rizz.
Moon and Rizz. Okay, that's me.
There's something about a
Rizz.
dog, though, even if it's a clean dog, as soon as it's wet, you're just like, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Thanks.
You're right. Okay.
All right, Moon and Rizz.
Hey, hang on one second. Scott, get Kerber on the phone when we're done here, okay?
He'll be patient zero.
Yeah. If we get none right, Kerber wins Avatar tickets.
Cool.
All right, here we go.
Name a store that no longer exists.
I thought of so many.
There are so many, unfortunately.
Name a store that no longer exists.
Ooh, man, there's a couple here.
I know, I gotta. But,
Okay, I'm going to change my answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name an NFL kicker. Name an NFL kicker.
Okay.
Name an animal starting with the letter F. Name an animal starting with the letter F. Name a brand of candy bar.
Okay.
Finally, what color do you think the devil's eyes would be? What color do you think Satan's eyes would be
Okay.
if you were to meet him? The devil's
Okay.
eyes.
Got it.
What color are the devil's eyes?
How you feel?
Good.
If you get it wrong, you're both going
I
to
think
hell.
we
What?
could possibly sweep here.
So many for that first one, but I just went with one of the few that
You think you can sweep on this?
we
Possibly.
maybe missed.
It depends on the first
You
one.
just went 0 for 5, and now you're talking about a sweep.
Yeah, these
on,
are-
on a
these-
name a kicker.
These questions are conducive to a possible sweep, depending on how this first one goes.
Depends on how this first one goes. I agree with you.
Oh my gosh, I have three.
Lance, I
answers.
think you may be surprised on a couple of these.
Let's go.
All right. Learn if you would do the honors, please.
I would.
Gentlemen, name a store that no longer exists.
3, 2, 1.
Bed
Kmart.
Bath and Beyond.
All right. And we're already done with the sweep.
It's Circuit City.
Venture, number one answer.
Venture.
Yeah, that's a local.
Yeah, I miss Venture, but he,
I thought for
he wasn't
sure
here for that.
Venture would be top of mind.
He
for
wasn't here
everyone.
for that.
Kmart,
I thought
Sears.
Grandpa
I
Pigeons.
wrote down Sears.
Circuit
first.
City.
Bed Bath and Beyond, though, we
Would've
all
been
missed.
acceptable.
Bed Bath and Beyond. Yes.
I'm still getting the 20% off flyers.
Hey, they're still online. Pretty reasonable prices on bedroom furniture.
Really?
Good to know.
All right. Name an NFL kicker.
3, 2, 1.
Butker.
Yes.
Oh, man, I changed it from Finkel to Greg Zerline to Butker.
Laces
Finkel.
out.
Well, listen.
Number one answer, Adam Vinatieri. Second most acceptable answer, Sebastian Janikowski.
Okay.
Finkel before Einhorn.
Then, if we're not going to have a name end in the vowel, Butker was the third answer.
Okay.
Next up, an animal starting with the letter F.
3, 2, 1.
Frog.
See, it's a lot harder than you think. Ferret and frog, a number one answer.
Oh, boy.
Now we got to get the next two.
Fennel fox. A brand of candy bar.
3, 2, 1.
Picnic.
Hershey.
Are you got to
kidding
be
me?
kidding me?
I put,
You gotta
I
be
put, I,
kidding me.
Listen. That's on me. I put picnic. look at. I put picnic and I scratched it out because I thought he's going to yell at me if he says Hershey and I say picnic.
Sorry, Bobby.
We talked about Hershey yesterday. The whole town.
And I want to check in and see how are we doing on the sweep.
We got one right.
We probably won't even get the next one right.
Okay.
We should get the next one right.
This one's important because regardless of patient zero, if you get it wrong, you're going to hell.
What?
I'm sorry. About
Sorry,
the
when
Hershey
I
thing.
typed this question, the devil appeared and told me, they get this wrong. They got to come see me. And I was like, why is your voice so sexy, devil? And he's like, I don't know, thank you. All right. What color do you think the devil's eyes would be?
3, 2, 1.
Black.
Yellow.
Black and yellow.
Yep,
Black
it's
and
yellow.
Number one answer.
Yellow.
Red.
Well, yellow. Have you
Black.
seen
But
South
he's all
Park?
red anyway.
South Park,
do you have
it's
red
yellow.
Red on red.
Black.
Yeah, South Park, he has yellow eyes.
Yeah.
You get Kerber on the phone.
Black, yellow, and red. Top three answers. So you got one right. Congrats. Butker. You butkered together.
Yeah, the one that I thought was absurd that we would never get.
Wow.
That's how it goes
I'm
sometimes.
disappointed
It's very
In whom?
disappointing.
in all of us
Yes.
as a society.
We killed it.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's a shame.
Kmart's closed, right? No,
It is.
no
It's
more.
for sure,
bulldozed.
yeah,
It's not even. I was
There's
at
no
the
more.
Lime. I was at Bellacino's on Sunday, and my mom goes, "That Kmart is not there anymore.
Dunn Road?
Completely gone." Yeah.
Is that the one on Dunn Road?
Sears is
It's on
gone as
Lime.
well, right? Sears.
Yeah, I thought so.
No
I-
more Sears.
I guess I did not realize that Bed Bath & Beyond is still online.
There are a few stores still operating. One big box store in the U.S. Virgin Islands,
Where?
Kmart?
Bed Bath & Beyond or Kmart?
Kmart.
Oh.
Interesting.
And one small Kmart hanging on in Florida.
Really?
Yep. And one in Guam, apparently.
It's those pretzels, man, in the food court. Those are pretty good.
Hey, no, that's not the
Kerber
one.
was so disappointed.
What
Now
happened
he
to
just
Kerber?
left.
Kerber hung up. He didn't
Kerber
get tickets.
hung up?
He's upset.
Yeah, never
He
mind.
wanted to go to Avatar.
Oh. He's disappointed in the picnic answer.
Yep.
Of all the candy bars, that's right up. I understand.
I know. I
Maybe if
I
I'm a-
had it.
You know what? I hope for Christmas this year that you get us all a picnic bar. That's a great gift from you. I'd like to try it.
You never had it?
No.
I brought it in before.
Oh, there he is.
I did not eat it.
Hey, Chris.
You missed out.
Hi, guys.
I ask Chris the questions you just asked us. Let's get Chris's answers. Rafe. Ask Chris I want to see if Chris could match up with Moon and I
On the last
on
round?
the last 5 questions.
All right, Chris Kerber, you're on the hot
Yes,
seat.
sir.
You're on the hot seat. These are for tickets to go see 3 Days Grace. Here
That's
we go.
right. Chris
Okay.
Kerber, you're going to miss a chance to see 3 Days Grace if you screw this up, pal.
Hey, they showed up. They came to one of our hockey practices, I think, last year.
Yeah, they're
sweet.
big. They're big hockey
Then
fans.
you owe them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Store.
Okay, all
name
right.
me Chris. Name me a store that no longer exists.
9 to 5.
9 to 5.
What
What
the
is
hell
that?
is
What is
that?
9 to 5?
I don't.
I wonder why
There's
it
a
doesn't
liquor
exist.
store. Is the first thing that came to mind.
Not Kmart or Sears or
All right, it's fine.
Venture.
Yeah, but those stores still exist.
It's all
Where?
good.
Where?
Hey,
there's
let's
one
just-
Kmart left in the Virgin
Let's not
Islands.
focus on Chris Kerber's drinking problem. Let's
This is
move on.
good. Let's him arguing with someone outside of the show makes it look better than he's always arguing with us inside the show. Let this happen.
Okay.
Chris Kerber, name me an NFL kicker.
What else? An NFL kicker. Neil Donahue.
Neil
Neil Donahue.
Sounds like a
Wow.
fake
Is he a
name.
former Steeler?
No, he's a former football Cardinal.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
okay.
All right,
Not,
Chris.
not a match.
Chris Kerber, name me an animal that starts with an F, the letter F.
Ferret.
yeah, baby.
He's a ferret
Matched
now.
with Moon.
Moon.
Ferret Master?
Fox, ferret, and frog, number one answer. Chris Kerber, name me a brand of candy bar.
A brand.
Yeah.
Three Musketeers.
Okay.
Okay, good answer. Decent answer, not one of our matches. And finally...
And Chris, be careful how you answer this, because if you get it wrong, you may go to hell.
All right.
What color do you think the devil's eyes would be?
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go brown.
Brown!
Brown-eyed devil.
Devil, you're full of crap.
Brown-eyed Satan.
I said black.
What in the world? Writing songs about that?
Gorgeous. We used to sing, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, burning up in hell.
Yeah, I think brown. It's just the dominant eye color. I just don't think red
Hey, you know
would
what? That
work.
was a logical answer.
No,
Black eyes.
Yellow for me. Yellow.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
Yellow.
Yellow. Yeah, I guess that was Moon's answer.
So Chris also would have went one for it with you guys.
Chris is not going to go see 3 Days Grace.
buddy.
Chris, hello. Nice to...
Hey, listen, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. The problem with the first, like when you said Sears or Kmart, like that you like when you say a store that does not exist, like that's like were you? I think the wording of the question is what was haywire.
Oh, now it's on you.
Does not
right?
exist. No, I'm just saying.
apologies.
Does not exist locally, or is like totally gone. Like I should could have said Grandpa Pigeons because it's totally gone.
Yeah, you could have said that.
I mean, whatever.
You chose a liquor store that no one knows about but you.
No one knew the name of it when they were shopping.
And then you tried to blame it on me.
Hey, listen. Wait a minute. Listen to me. I bet you got some listeners out there that'll text in and go, "Oh yeah, I remember those."
I wonder what their hours were.
Oh yeah. I can tell you this. Now this is the part that's messed up, and this was some good marketing on their part because I can tell you, I think they were gone before I turned 21, so I never shopped there.
Yeah, sure.
But it was just something just the way it stuck.
You weren't, hey, mister, and outside. Hey, mister, can you get me a 6-pack of Zima? I don't know what you were drinking.
No, I was actually because I got held back in the 8th grade when I changed schools. So I was one that actually was one of the older ones. So by the time college and all that stuff hit, I ended up being the mule for a lot of people.
Yeah, funny. Let's talk Blues hockey for a second. I know it's nice to talk to you finally after a Blues win. Blues win last night. They beat the Flames. Now, last time we talked to you, so last week, the Blues were about to play Washington. And you were in D.C., and that night they were playing the Capitals. And I said, we talked about Ovechkin possibly scoring his 900th goal that night. And I said, yeah, that'd be nice if the Blues were up 6-1. And what was the final score of that game?
Yeah, it was like 6-1, I think.
Yeah, the other side, though. So I guess I'm
the other way, though.
I'm Nostradamus instead of Nostradamus, which is fine.
Well, yeah. You're a dyslexic philosopher, but we're okay with it.
All right, so the big story out of that game, at least locally here, was, yes, Ovechkin, one of the greatest ever, scores his historic 900th career goal. He gets it past Binnington, and then after the goal, Binnington picks up the puck and stuffs it in his pants. What's the story behind? What's the story behind
What's the story, and what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know that there's much of a story. I talked to Jordan the next morning. We were in Buffalo. The team was playing, a back-to-back there, and he said, "Oh, I had every intention of giving him the puck and all that." I loved his. I thought it was a great quote when he said, "Well, I assisted on it," because if he went behind the net and he flipped the puck along the wall. And it was actually a heck of a play by Ovechkin to knock it down. Yeah. And he said, well, I assisted on the goal, so I thought maybe he'd share it with me. But, yeah, that's just the game within the game and stuff like that. And I will tell you this. I didn't know how to call that goal. Okay? Here's a little different angle for you guys.
Okay.
I'm going to take it off of Binnington, sticking the puck in his pants there. I didn't know how to call that goal because I'm not one of those that when you call a goal for the other team, you put the same bravado in that you do if you're calling your own team, yes. Right? Because I'm calling the games for Blues fans, and if you're putting a Blues fan in that seat with you, in that stadium with you, you call the goal with a certain level of excitement because it's a goal, but at the same time, there's a disappointment that goes with it because it's the other team. However, there are moments, and this was one, goal number 900. So you called it and you gave it its due, but I don't know that I called it the same way that I would have called it, say, had I been John Walton or Joe Beninati, two of the great broadcasters there with the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, but it's a great hockey moment.
Yeah, it was. And it's a great sports moment that goes against you or your team that you're calling the game in. Like, there's a dynamic that made it really an interesting one to call. But that said, honestly, like, I'm a fan of witnessing sports history live if you get a chance to do it. And sometimes it goes against you, right? But to be there when he scored and to know that how he scored goal number 900, which is an insane total, was actually kind of cool.
Well, and also back to the Binnington thing real quick. You know, obviously, Jordan Binnington's not a dummy. He knows every camera. There's 4,000 cameras on the ice. Of course, they're going to see where that puck is, okay? He's a troll, and he loves playing the villain. I love the pearl clutching the next day. Like, what low class? How dare he? How could Binnington stoop even lower? He just did. These are some of the headlines from the next day. He knew what he was doing, and he loves it. He gets off on it.
Dude, listen, I'm an unabashed Jordan Binnington honk. I've said this for a while. I watched him win that game last night, and he passes Mike Liut for the most regular seasons games played for a goaltender. Because of the number of playoff games, he had already played more playoff games or more total games than any goaltender. But I was thinking about this. This is a team that's been in existence since the 67-68 season. The two longest tenured goaltenders that they had, starting goaltenders, were Mike Liut, who played 6 years for the Blues. I'm sorry, Jake Allen, who played in the 7th season. Then Mike Liut was 6, and then Curtis Joseph was 6. Jordan Binnington is in his 8th year. Like, they haven't had a goalie play 10 seasons for the team in 58 years of existence. But Binnington, he's a battler. He's a competitor. He has ups and downs. You know, is he putting together a career like Martin Brodeur or Patrick Roy? No. But I'm going to tell you that 90% of the time that he's been in net, maybe more like 95, the team's had a chance to win. And that's what I love. I love his attitude. Look, when the reputation for him kind of went a little sideways with some of the antics, I'm going to be the one to tell you that I think it was just a competitive nature, and there really wasn't anybody on the team willing to just kind of stir things up to create some fire there. And what I've seen from Jordan from his day one with the Blues to now, man, you've seen the growth of an individual, from a hockey player now to a dad to a husband to where he's in the moment. He's not only absorbing everything in the moment, but he's playing in the moment. Like I think it's actually just an absolutely fantastic story. And yeah, I guess maybe you wish he hadn't done it, but that's who he is, and I love it. And I will say this: a media member the next day asked him, and because you reference a camera, so a media member asked him the next day, "Well, did you think he'd get caught?" And sarcastic, he goes, "Well, there's only like 40 cameras. Yeah, no, I didn't think anybody would see it. So yeah, there was a lot more made of it, and a lot of it because of maybe some of the past things, with him. But look, I love sitting down and that guy's locker next to him talking hockey. I love watching him play. I think he's one of the guys on this team that if you buy a ticket to a Blues game, like you're coming on Friday night when we play Philadelphia, you're buying a ticket because you want to watch Jordan Binnington play.
Right.
And to me, I love it.
Hey, we've seen some pretty fascinating coaching tactics from Jim Montgomery over this past week. So he's made, star players like, Kyrou and Sundqvist healthy scratches, basically telling them, if you don't know what that is, you're not playing tonight even though you're not hurt. Now, for those of us who aren't pro athletes, this sounds incredibly tough to hear if you're the player. But you saw Sundqvist's response last night, 2 assists. From your perspective, how does benching the star players, how does that help the team overall?
Well, look, once players have contracts in pro sports, you go, well, what's a motivating factor? And obviously, most people think, well, you got to be self-motivating. And yes, that is true. We all have to be self-motivating. Anybody that questions some of that stuff, I'd say, okay, well, how many times have you said you're going to go to the gym and haven't gone to the gym, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you need some. What we've seen here, and actually, Rizz, I mean, if I'm being just really honest, I think it's a bit of it's an alarm bell of some sort when you look over the span of 3 games and you see Jordan Kyrou scratched as a healthy scratch for a game. You see Robert Thomas basically sat for the half of a period of a game because the coach didn't like what he was seeing. 2 games ago, you saw Pavel Buchnevich's ice time at 14 minutes, which is 5 minutes less a game than he would typically average. And a guy that Jim Montgomery called his banking a calming influence on the ice, in Oscar Sundqvist was scratched for 2 games. Well, when the only thing a coach has left in the arsenal because of the play of the team is to hold players accountable, and you do it by putting their butt on the bench, as Bobby Knight said. And, so that's what happens. And then you look for the response, and how you come out. Well, true character bleeds through. Guys have pride. It's not about a paycheck yet at that point. It's about, man, I didn't like not being in that lineup. And then, and it's just a reminder of what you got to bring game in, game out. But there's an alarm bell when those are the ones. Now, it sends ripples throughout the whole team. Okay. You could be a 4th-line player. Nathan Walker was a healthy stretch. He was fired up. He came back the next game, put up 8 hits. This is just, 1, the team has healthy players, except for Jake Neighbors, but 2, Jim Montgomery wants more from the guys. And I think we've seen some tremendous coaching.
Nobody's too big to get their asses benched.
Right. But Rizz, here's a fun one for you guys. Okay, so when the team's struggling, the team's losing, energy can wane, right? You can lose your energy a little bit. Well, Jim Montgomery the other day had a practice, and he basically, for the first 15 minutes of the practice and the drills they were running, they played music during it. Jake Neighbors actually sat in the penalty box and was the DJ, right? And it was Jake that came up with the list. You guys want to hear the playlist that Jake Neighbors came up with for this practice? All right, this is fantastic. All right. The first song he played was Bust a Move.
Young MC. Okay, great song.
Okay. All right. The second song, this is phenomenal for Jake, for a young man who's, 24 years old, 23? Centerfold by the Jay Giles Band.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Then there was some John Mellencamp with Hurt So Good.
Yeah.
He followed that up with This Afternoon from Nickelback.
A pretty eclectic playlist.
Yeah. Then followed it up with AC/DC's Long Way to the Top.
Okay.
Great one.
If you want to rock and roll. And ended it with Twisted Sister's We're Not Gonna Take It.
I'm just glad the youngsters are not just all listening to that trap garbage.
Dude, how about, listen, we're going to have to, especially while he's injured, we're going to have to get him on and talk. He's an old soul.
Hey, listen, bring him on. I'd love to talk to him.
Playlist, that's pretty good,
Yeah, that's great.
Pretty good.
All right, so listen, Chris, home against the Flyers Friday, and then the Golden Knights the next day on Saturday. Enjoy your little homestand, Chris, with the family.
Yeah, we will, because after this, we're gone for 10 days in a road trip that takes us from Toronto to Philadelphia to the Islanders to the Rangers to the Devils, and it's a 10-day road trip that gets us back at about 1 in the morning the night before Thanksgiving. So got to enjoy some home cooking right now, and then the team's got to take care of business on the road.
All right, we will talk to you next Wednesday, Chris.
All right, guys, have an awesome week.
All right, there he is, the great Chris Kerber, everybody. All right. All right, quick break. We'll come back with Crap on Celebrity. Lern, what do you got for us?
Ace Frehley is getting honors. Sabrina in Wonderland. Toy Story 5 trailer is out. And Betty Boop is going to murder your ass.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays, the porno birthday, all that more next. Crap on Celebrity. Stay there. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
And we start with this. Gene Simmons took some time out of his performance on Sunday at the Love Ride motorcycle charity. It was in Glendale, California, to talk about the death of Ace Frehley. Here is some Gene talking about his death.
The saddest part of all, besides the pain and suffering to his friends, family, his daughter, his wife, his whole family, is that Ace didn't live long enough to be with us on December 6th when the president and everybody is going to get up there and honor Kiss in entering the Kennedy Center Honors. And in Ace's memory, we're going to make sure one of the 4 chairs is empty with Ace's name because he deserves to be there in spirit, even if he can't be there.
Was he going to be there?
So he was going to be there. And here's what's interesting. So the Kennedy Center has a policy with its honorees that they have to be living. So Freely is going to become one of the 3 people who have been honored posthumously. So can you name the other 2?
Elvis?
No.
Okay. Obviously.
This is within like the last 20 years.
Wait, so they have a policy that they don't do this, but they're going to do this for him?
They've done it before. Like whenever they're inducting somebody and they announce it and then somebody passes away,
Like
they
in
still
between
get
the
honored.
announcement,
If they announce.
in between the announcement
Right.
and the
I see.
and the honoring. Ooh, female or male?
It's 2 bands and both of the men. They're 2 men that were honored. There's men. They're men.
3 men.
So it's Ace Frehley.
That have died between the time it was announced and the time they were actually inducted.
Yes.
Ooh.
Nirvana?
You know both of these bands?
Freddie Mercury.
Nah, she said the last 20 years.
Last 20 years. Ooh.
I'll be very impressed if you get it.
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed. Let me tell you.
Okay.
So Glenn Frey of the Eagles.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
And then Phil Lesh of the Grateful Dead. Both died after the announcement of their bands being honored. Interesting, right?
It would have been impressive had
Yeah.
we pulled those names out. Yes.
It would have been.
Would have indeed.
I would have been very excited. Also, they usually keep things under wraps about the Kennedy Center honors, but Gene was like spilling the tea, and he said that Garth Brooks is going to be performing Shout It Out Loud.
Wow.
So that ceremony.
Boy, that'll be interesting to hear.
It definitely will. So December 23rd, CBS, DVR it. That's when the ceremony will
It's
happen.
weird. I watched the Gene Simmons video, and it's hard. It's not to say hard, but it's weird to see Gene performing without the gear on.
Oh, yeah. It's like, what are we doing here?
Without
What was he performing? Like stripped down versions of Kiss songs?
Yeah, he does a lot of solo stuff.
Like the 90s are back.
But he was like in like street gear.
Oh, wild.
Interesting to see.
Very much so. Sabrina Carpenter, we're big fans of her on this show. She's going to star in and produce a new movie musical inspired by Lewis Carroll's 1865 book, Alice in Wonderland. And it's not going to be produced by Disney. It's actually going to be produced by Universal. So the Lorene Scarfaria, who is behind the movie Hustlers, is going to write and direct. And Hollywood Reporter is citing that it's going to be a passion project for Sabrina Carpenter, who absolutely loves musicals, obviously. And I think she will be a great Alice.
Hustlers. Is that with Christian Bale and...
Yeah, right? That's what I thought,
he
too.
had like makeup or something, Amy Adams and
Bradley
something else?
Cooper.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That was the...
That's American Hustle.
That's
Hustlers was a
American
J-Lo movie.
Okay.
Hustlers.
Hustlers was a J-Lo stripper movie.
We're getting our hustles.
Adjacent.
A lot of
yes.
hustling.
I was like, man, who was Christian Bale in that?
Hey, did you see they announced Black Sabbath? Not Black Sabbath.
Oh, please.
Black
yeah.
Label Society playing the Factory.
Ooh, no, I didn't.
You ever seen them?
I have. I saw them at the Factory last time. They
Black
opened up
Label
for
Society at
Anthrax.
the Factory on March 3rd.
Outstanding.
That's Zach's band.
Zach Wild's
Does
band.
he even have a home? I feel like he's just on the
always
road.
gone.
Does he live in a bus?
He does. He's always doing Zach Sabbath. He announced he was interviewed earlier this week and said that he and Ozzy were texting about doing another record together before his
I
death.
mean, he's in as many bands as I am.
I know.
I swear he's never home.
But you ever see, he does a lot of like Instagram stuff with his kids and
Yeah.
at home. It's pretty sweet.
He's a cute
okay.
dad, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that guy.
3 original paintings by Bob Ross were auctioned off on Tuesday to raise money for public television stations. And so the paintings were featured in his show, The Joy of Painting. 3 paintings brought in $600,000, and his signature appears at the lower left of all 3.
Okay, so I know probably the Bob Ross family hates it, but I do love the AI Bob Rosses on Instagram, and it's him always fighting with Mr. Rogers.
He's always in a fight.
He's fighting Mr.
I don't like
Rogers,
it.
or there's a cat in the studio, and the cat jumps on the easel and he starts cursing.
He starts freaking out.
So you know
It is so cool.
So the story of what Bob Ross, and you know where all those paintings are?
Yeah.
They're in the PBS buildings.
I love it.
Yeah, 'cause
So
he
they
would
would
make 2.
they would send them to the various PBS affiliates.
And I find it wild. I don't think he's his art is displayed in any major museums or anything.
Well, they're at the
Yes.
studios.
And I mean, the fact you buy 3 and a total was 600,000.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I wonder when that price is going to go up.
I want to go by Channel 9 and see if there's one there, or call
I
somebody.
wonder if there's an original Bob Ross.
I want to know.
Because I mean, for all intents and purposes, the Bob Ross landscapes are pretty rudimentary and
For
simple
sure.
stuff, right?
But they're legendary.
How dare you?
They're beautiful, man.
But no, they are beautiful. But the fact that they're done by Bob Ross makes them
cool.
cool. I would love an original Bob Ross.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to buy them because they're cheap still.
Yeah, before they get in the millions. This was sad news. So saxophonist Cleto Escobedo III has sadly passed away. And if you don't know who that is, he's the 59-year-old leader of Jimmy Kimmel's band and lifetime friend of Jimmy Kimmel. Here's a couple of audio bites from Kimmel announcing his passing on
We've been on the air for almost 23 years, and I've had to do some hard monologues along the way, but this one's the hardest because late last night, early this morning, we lost someone very special who was much too young to go, and I'd like to tell you about him, if you don't mind. His name was Cleto, but we all called him Junior.
Really sad stuff. There's another clip in there, I believe, too, of Kimmel talking
They were
about
like
it.
best buds since they were 9.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Sad.
Cleto was the leader growing up. I was the sidekick. He was the star. Cleto played saxophone. I played clarinet. That's kind of all you need to know about him. When I was a local DJ at a junky little radio station in Palm Springs, Cleto was on stage playing to 20,000 people. And then a few years went by and our roles reversed. It was my show. My name was on everything. I was all of a sudden the star. And a lot of people who have a huge amount of talent would have a problem with that. Cleto never did. Not a twinge of jealousy, envy, passive aggressiveness, none of that, ever. The opposite. He was proud of me. He loved me. He loved seeing all of this happen. He loved being a part of it.
They said he was sick, right? Did
Yeah.
they say what it was?
For several months, he has been really ill. So he's been absent from the show for months. And then they haven't come out and said exactly what it was, or at least I have not seen it.
Oh, that's sad.
Really sad stuff, though. So if you're wondering why things were postponed over at Kimmel, that was it. The new teaser trailer for Toy Story 5 is out, and it's kind of fun because I think it's taking a shot at parents that give their kids iPads to play with. So here is a little audio from Toy Story 5. Whenever the toys that we know from Toy Story are opening up a box to see that the new child has something called a lily pad.
Okay.
Bonnie, there's a package for you.
Oh, thank you.
Hi there, I'm Lilypad. Let's play.
So the toys are like, what the hell is this? Which I think
Leapfrog.
is super
Boy,
cute.
that's so funny because that really did take all the attention away from the toys.
I know.
It changed everything.
I think that's going to be a really
iPads.
great sequel. And finally, Winnie the Pooh, Popeye, and Mickey Mouse are just a few of the public domain children's characters who've been turned into ruthless, bloody killers. And guess who's up next? It's Betty Boop. Boo boop be doo. She's going to kill you in your sleep. It's called Boop, and there's official synopsis that says a team of horror podcast investigators break into an abandoned theater to discover the hauntings of the starlet, once known as Boop.
Fun fact about Betty Boop: the voice of Betty Boop was the old woman from Christmas Vacation. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, that makes
The
sense.
old lady.
You
That's
can't be
awesome.
serious.
You're talking about
Aunt
Bethany.
The one,
Bethany.
the one that they put in the car?
Aunt Bethany.
The one that's
Hi,
like, I pledge
everybody.
allegiance to the flag of the United
Oh,
States
yeah,
of
yeah.
America.
When she's asked us to say grace.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that one. Okay, I thought you were
me
talking
when
about
I'm old.
Vacation, the one that died in the car.
No, the Christmas Vacation.
Riz is the you are the other guy. You're the uncle.
Uncle Lewis.
You couldn't hear a dump truck drive into a sewage treatment
I'm like
plant.
wrapping
Doing
up my cat.
nitroglycerin plant. Hi, everybody.
I love her.
Oh, my
She was the original
goodness.
voice of Betty Boop.
She's
No
adorable.
way.
And that's your crap.
Now I'm looking up what else she's done. Oh my gosh, she's got some really funny pictures from when she was younger. Yeah, and she's even doing the Betty Boop the look
Yes.
over here. Wow,
Yeah.
that's
She's the doll.
wild, dude. All right, celebrity celebrating a birthday today. We will start off with the Sacramento Kings point guard Russell Westbrook is 37. Anne Hathaway is 43. Ryan Gosling is 45. We got Tevin Campbell, 49. Tamala Jones, the medical examiner on Castle. Also, Tracy Morgan's wife on the Tracy Morgan Show is 51. Tanya Harding is 55 today. Sammy Sosa is 57. We got Nadia Comaneci, the Romanian Olympian who earned the first perfect 10 in Olympic gymnastics history in 76. She's 64. Megan Mullally is 67. Neil Young, we talked about him yesterday. His happy self is 80. Al Michaels is 81. And Wallace Shawn, two first names, Rex in Toy Story.
Yeah.
And also Vizzini.
Vizzini and Princess Bride.
Yeah. Inconceivable, that guy. He's 82 years old today.
82?
Yeah, dude. Wallace Shawn.
Man.
Wallace.
Hi,
And
Wallace
the
Shawn.
teacher in Clueless.
Very much so.
Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Wendy Devine. And today's birthday girl has been in 330 fine films, including 18 in Lost in New Jersey, all soaped up. She was also on Backpacking. We had, that was yesterday, another title from yesterday. The Breast Kept Secrets, Cougar Hunt 1, Debbie Does Iowa, The Hardcore Hairdresser, Milfomaniacs 1, Minivan Moms 3, 6 Degrees of Seduction, and Who Could Forget a Role? In the year 2000's Stacked 6 Nasty Knockers. Wendy Devine is 54 years old. It's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities.
You seen this? She did the Betty Boop thing from 1931 to 1939, and then also did olive oil. She was olive oil.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I love that.
Me neither.
May Quetzal.
Bye.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. You know what, Moon?
What?
After the break, I think it's time to play your new Christmas song.
All right.
What's it called?
I don't need anything for Christmas. I'm already rich.
That's it for us. Clip of the day brought to you by Michaels. Also, the podcast brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. What is today's podcast title?
Big Cuterie keeping us down.
All right. Anything else, guys?
Nah.
All right. All right. Thanks, Scott. Donnie's outside. He's pissed, and he's going to stab somebody because we're so late.
Yeah.
And that person is
You.
Rafe.
Oh.
Lucky.
All right, we leave you with a selection from our. It's me.
It's always you.
It's always me. With our team members, remember the day brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill from Arnold. You got Nathan O'Rourke.
Yeah, Nathan.
As our team member today.